If y'all could see and hear me, what is going on? What is going on, YouTube? We are live. We are live. We are back in the building. And shout out to yo. Hold up. I see my man, Media Man, is in the building with the 49.99 super.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about.
Early in the game. Shout out to, man, I'm still trying to get my life together. So y'all got a part of me today, but special thanks and shout out to you. My man, Media Man, with the 49.99 super chat early in the game. He says, what up, though? He says, I finally get to catch a live stream GMT. I appreciate the work you're doing and the amazing content. Blessings to you and your family and the panelists. Thank you so much, my brother. As always, Media Man, special thank you to you. Thank you for everything that you do for this channel. Because of you, Media Man, you have helped this channel grow tremendously. And also the inspiration that you give the brothers and the fellas on your channel, from the great content, from how you show men the actual statistics so we don't feel less than as Black men. Thank you so much for everything you always do. Much love, much respect. And I promise you, Media Man, as I continue to grow this channel, I'm coming to get you, man. I am coming to get you. If I get on the major, you coming with me. So much love and thank you so much. Shout out to everyone that's here right now in the building. I appreciate everyone that's currently in the chat. Do me a favor and hit the like button as soon as you enter the door. As soon as you enter the door, and I would love it if y'all share the content. Let people know your boy GMT is live. So much love and shout out to everyone that's here. What up, panel? I got the great panel with me. As you can see, some of the original. I got Kit, I got Candace, I got Quint, I got Professor. We only missing Chill. Where is Chill? Chill is at work. But I got the panel here with me. So what up? Shout out to y'all. Y'all feel good today. I feel good. How y'all feeling?
Amazing.
How y'all feel?
Super fantastic.
Super fantastic. There we go. What up, Quint?
Feel great.
You feel great. And Kit, you in the building or you still putting yourself together? Where you at? Kit's still putting herself together. All right, y'all. And shout out to everybody that's here right now. Hold on. Let me do a quick roll call. There you go, Kit. Kit, how you feeling today?
Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday, Kit. So let me give a quick rollout. Shout out to everyone that's here. Blockchain came in the building. He said this early this morning. He said, I'm here early as AF. And we got Jarvis in the building. Jarvis says, men weren't created to be alone, which is a fact. And Ivan, my guy. So check it, right? Ivan and I are going to work on a partnership together, I would say. Ivan has a great business idea that I believe will take AI to the next level. So I am going to partner with him. So stay tuned because you'll be seeing much more Ivan Hill on this channel. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for being here. My man, Pooh Man, is in the building. What up, Pooh? Man, how you feeling, my brother? Manny TV is in the building. What up? And who else we got up in here? Who else we got up in the building? And I cannot forget, Highway Skinny is in the building. Shout out to the best mod ever. Hands down. What up? Salute and shout out to my guy, Highway Skinny. So, yo, check it, y'all. Y'all ready to have a good show? Y'all ready?
We ready.
I want to hear some excitement, y'all. All right, let's get into it. So this one I'm going to do a little different. I got a few different topics that I want to discuss. Yeah. Ladies, I'm going to start with y'all. I'm going to ask y'all a question. Are y'all okay with sharing your man's gracefulness? Meaning, if you have your girlfriends or other women that's around you that needs your man to hand a helping hand, are you down to share your man? Now, I'm going to play some content for y'all real quick. Let me know what y'all think.
Ago, I asked Jonathan why he puts a towel over his head during certain parts of his workout. He told me that sometimes when he's doing his workout and there happens to be a woman working out around him, he does that out of respect for her. He doesn't want her to feel like he's looking at her or anything like that. And so he does that to make sure she's not uncomfortable with him doing his workout at whatever machine he's at. And I don't even know why that surprised me or took me back, but honestly, it's so him. And I just love that. I love that for us as women. I genuinely do not mind sharing my husband. Yes, baby, go hold that door for her. Yes, okay, put me in the car and then go over there and help her with her groceries. That's fine, no problem. Yeah, but hey, if they need you to help them put their TV up, no problem. At the end of the day, I genuinely don't mind him making sure every woman that we come across not only knows or sees love and respect from a good man, but they experience it, even if only for a little bit. I know that there will always be parts of him that are reserved for me and only me.
That's right.
But I love sharing those parts of him that are just so godlike and so pure. Who am I to stop him from being who God it created him to be? I definitely think when you pick someone, don't pick them because they make you feel like you're the exception. There are some things, again, that you should be the exception in. But overall, them having respect for only you and not for other women, eventually they won't have respect for you either. It's important to make sure that whoever you spend your life with, you're not special. The way they treat you is because that's just who they are.
So y'all across the whole board.
That's just who they are. And at the end of the day, they'll show you that you're special in ways that are so far beyond that. But the core of who they are, that's just who they are. And anybody could get that love. Anybody could get that respect. And I love that for us women, y'all. I love it. I love it. I love it so much.
All right, y'all, talk about it. Let's talk about it. What y'all think about that? Ladies, are y'all willing to share your man? And fellas, are you willing to be shared? Let's go, Candace. What up? What up?
Yeah, because I know that couple, and I know the context that she's speaking in. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because I know that there are some things that are reserved for me and only me. But Jerome being the way that he is, if we're driving or we're walking and then somebody is having a hard time do it. Now, when it becomes repetitive, because I'm about mitigating, like my trauma is telling me to mitigate risk. Like, no, not everybody. But if he sees someone in need, his grace, I don't care about sharing it because it's not just mine. It doesn't just belong to me. He still has to also belong to the rest of the world. But yeah, I totally do it.
Okay. Respect. Kit, how you feel about that? You willing to share your man?
You said it like that.
Oh boy, it is Sunday, so we will keep it, a little less Adams.
Oh,
and
kid, when do you ever? It be Sunday every Sunday, kid, and you still do it. When do you ever?
I be trying. Y'all just don't let me try. I be trying. I don't personally feel like, and again, because of her context, I can understand where she's coming from as far as the sharing boundaries, if you will, because you can clearly tell that there's still some things that have boundaries. Like you can share your energy, you can share your, you're willing to be, respectful and helpful, even making sure, that, certain chivalries are done in absence of your man, other man, whatever the case. But yeah, because I understand her context, I understand what she's saying. And so in that sense, again, it's kind of like what she said, how you show respect for others will in turn show how you, continue and respect me. So yeah, so I get it.
Yeah, because it shows that, like when she said that, it shows that just because a person seems to be nice with you and loving you, if you see that that's not their consistent character all the way around, all you have to do is do something wrong or change the condition for them to start acting and to pull back those things. So that's another thing with looking at people who don't want to do that, like who don't want to share. You got to understand if he is a person that does not do it, he's only doing it for you under conditions.
All right, I got some things to say about what y'all saying, speaking from a male perspective. But go ahead, Quint. What's your thoughts on the topic? I see Quint down there smiling. What's your thoughts?
You got to be mindful when doing things, because a lot of times when you offer help, some women accept it as just help. Some women look at it as if you're trying to come on to them or whatever the case. So by no means do I say don't be kind to people. If someone needs help, I'd help them, especially, the elderly people. But I'm kind of, I kind of look at things a whole lot of different ways before I offer my help, because, you never can tell, how that person's going to receive it.
Okay. What's your thoughts, Professor?
I think me and Quinn are on the same page. I love to be shared. Sharing is definitely caring. Definitely share me with the bad next door neighbor. The lady down the street. I definitely screw on a light bulb.
Make sure her mattress is not too firm. I do whatever you need me to do. So if you want me to share, I'll share. Just don't get mad when I'm, being oversharing, because I'm just being a helpful person. No, I would say this. I wouldn't want my woman to be shared with anybody. Hey, can you help me do this? Or can you help me do that? I wouldn't want that. So I wouldn't necessarily want to be shared. Now, if it's an elderly woman, I may hold the door, take her groceries. But if it's someone 5'5", thick in the thighs, I'm definitely not going to help her out, especially when I'm with my woman, because I don't want her to feel a certain type of way, because that can come back to bite you in the butt later on.
That's good.
Right. So my thought process on being shared is, I'm like, what is this, right? Like, what is this whole? Because they're not the only couple that made content like this. Right now, that's all over the internet. If my man isn't good to other women, if my man doesn't hold doors and do this and do that for other women, I don't want him. But think about it though, right? Think about this. The likelihood is these are single women that are looking for quote unquote men. So if you need a man, and I'm the man that's always available to come screw in your light bulb, put up your TV, you might have a problem. Now, it doesn't mean that it can't be no one. If we have a selective group of people that you hang out with, maybe you my wife's friend, yeah, I'll help you out. I'll come put up a TV for you. But just on some like the average woman that...
I had a problem before that then. Then that means I didn't choose correctly. Because if I have to sit here and be cautious of my dude getting into something with someone that he's helping, me, being the person that I am, the emotionally aware person that I am, the perceptive person that I am, I should have picked up on that. So that just exposed what was already there. Thank you.
I think you're misconstruing it, Candace.
How so?
Because you don't. We're not saying that if we help someone out, we're gonna do something with them. Well, what he's saying, if I'm hearing this correctly,
yeah, please make sure it's the right thing.
A lot of women are looking for a good man, a good, kind, good, helpful man, right? And if you are sharing your man with these women, uncaringly and so on and so forth, then what we're saying is that there may come a time where they say, well, I may be able to take him from her. And what he's saying, he's not saying that we're going to go with them or what have you. What we're saying is to not put ourselves in that situation. Like, say, for instance, if it is friends, I would rather not be overly helpful to a friend of the family and something like that happen than to be shared and all this and all that, and then something go on to break up the friendship. Because if that happens, I'm gonna tell my wife, look, your girl tried to holler.
So still, my thing is, so you're talking about the haphazardly go help this lady out. I'm not. I'm talking about the making sure that the core of your relationship is safe from everything out in the world, including your grace. You can't be overly graceful. So I'm talking about those who would allow that. But us saying that we would allow that means the man would have to make the choice to. So if you are uncomfortable with that, you don't want to become overly helpful or whatever, because that can cause things to happen, then as a man who controls the relationship, who has dominion over the relationship, then you can stop that. Your wife wouldn't have to let you do that. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm saying that there has to be, like, who are we talking about? Are we talking about the people that, child, yeah, my man better go out there and help. We're not talking about those. I'm not. I'm talking about us who consider the people that we're with as individuals and allowing them to do what God put them on this earth to do. And if that's helped somebody, that's helped somebody. Now, like I said, if it's every week somebody needs help doing something and it's a youngin', I'm coming too. Or you don't even have to come, because I can come. I'm strong. I'm good.
You gonna put up a TV?
Huh?
You gonna put up a TV?
But she's not gonna have to put up a TV every week. Listen to me. That's what's wrong with y'all, man. I said every week.
Yeah,
And
but she gonna find something around that house.
and it's not going to be, I'm not going to have somebody calling me talking about, hey, can your man come over? If it's not a family and it's nothing that he specializes in, hold on. What's that lady name who had that website, something list, Angie's List? Let me get on Angie's List for you. We'll pay for it.
So now it's changing.
Huh?
Yo,
Now it's changing. You love this kind man, and he can help anybody. So now it's
Nothing is
Angie's List.
changing. Nothing is changing, sir. I think you're getting things misconstrued. Nothing is changing. There can be both. I love him. He can do whatever it is he wants. He's loyal to me. I'm loyal to him. I want him to help people when we see them in the need of help. But there are circumstances where that help goes too far. And every individual has the right to set those boundaries and keep those boundaries. We were just talking about the boundaries of it all, boundaries in sharing. So there can be, you don't have to have it one way and it's just going to all fly out the window. No.
And that's all we were
So yeah,
saying.
that's me at the Chris Rock movie. I think I love my life.
but yeah, I peeped that Pooh, man, that Chris Rock movie. Yo, but so I don't like the concept of being shared, and that's the word that's going on out there is the word shared. And everybody's talking about sharing your husband as if we're just some utilities. But whatever happened to I don't need a man? Now all of a sudden,
Right.
these single women that don't want a man now need a man to come fix and change freaking smoke battery detectors and you know what I'm saying, light fixtures and why? TaskRabbit, Angie's List, all of this stuff works. Or if you got a good friend, male friend, that's your plug right there.
And you're right. They independent don't need a man until they got to move houses. Until they
You want to know
until
what's
they,
so funny about
until
this
they car
conversation?
break down. What's
The
funny
funny
about the
part about
conversation,
this
kid?
conversation is that the women here have enough sense and understanding about the differences and the boundaries and stuff that we would allow that. But you all don't even know how to set your own boundaries, that any impropriety possibly happening is something that's going on in your head. Like the fact that you all are thinking that you going to change or lift a TV is going to lead to you potentially clapping cheeks is like the wildest thing, and that says something
But it
about.
happens.
But
It
it says
happens though.
And you was
See,
already
see,
like that. You was
but see,
you
here's
was
the
never
thing.
mine then. You were never
Well,
mine. You were mine for the moment.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing y'all fail to here's the thing y'all fail to
Damn, y'all
understand.
let Kit
No, what
finish.
y'all fail to
For,
realize.
for
We
one,
said because us men have said this on panel after panel after panel. Men have not all men, but some men have a hard time staying faithful. And if a girl's over there with some short shorts on,
I don't understand
and a
why
tank top, and she keeps asking you to come over, and Miss Walker keeps saying, "Come over,"
damn,
those
at some
Professor,
men are
point
you're
we're
not
gonna
for
losing
clap
me.
it for us.
cheeks. We're gonna clap
Those
cheeks,
men
and
are
that's
not
what
for
it
me.
is.
You're losing it for us,
That's
Professor.
fine.
That's not the case. That's
That
not
is
the
the
case.
case. Listen,
Just hey, look, I go to the gym 3 days a
listen,
week.
I'm not gonna
Oh,
talk to the two married
Quinn,
men
you
on the
don't
panel
agree
because I
with
ain't
him?
get nobody in trouble.
No,
No, he can't. They can't agree with me because they married.
no. Look, just because you see someone in some revealing clothing or what have you, don't mean you're trying to get with them or what. What I'm saying is, when we first started the topic, you all spoke about what Candace, you spoke about if a guy is not that type of guy, then he may not be a good guy. But what we're saying is that if someone is asking for help too often, or either we're helping someone, and if I come back and tell you, look, I'm not going over there to help her out anymore, just take it for that. Let my intuition
Oh, I'm cool. I'm gonna
lead
be
the
like,
way.
cool.
Don't feel
You
like,
good?
oh, he's not a good guy. He don't want to help out. He don't want to do this. He's not a kind guy.
That's a different
No, hey,
context, though, Quint. Like
You
I'm
you're
an
miss a lot
asshole
of
for
words
real.
that I say. And for you to
yeah,
tell me that you think I'm misconstruing, you don't listen to a lot of things I
yeah,
say because
yeah,
I
Quint.
said consistently. I said if
Even
he's consistently, he's the type of person you see an old woman struggling to get across the street and we at the stoplight and I'm driving and you don't say anything, my boys will do it because that's the way that they were raised. So let's say you see a woman with a baby in bags and she trying to get out the door and you right there, you're not going to open the door. If I
Yeah,
consistently see
no, you
that there's
help
something
her.
in
Where
him,
her man at?
Who said we wouldn't do that?
who cares what? You're not there at work, at home.
Who said we wouldn't do
No.
that?
Non-existent. I got you.
Okay, you.
So
Who
that's the
said?
woman you help.
yeah,
That's
That's
why
the
would
woman
you
Quinn.
you
You're
not
help.
doing
Who said
word
we'll
salad.
help
You're
those?
doing word salad. You're doing word salad. What you just said to me.
Who?
Let's communicate clearly.
Me
You
or Professor?
listen. What
It was
You
Professor.
listen, what you
Um,
just said to me is that I made it seem as though like no, what you said was that I made it seem as though that you guys are saying if you look at somebody, it's gonna happen. And
No, I
and I
didn't say
said,
that.
and listen, and you said if
We've been listening to
I
you
was
the
saying that
whole
if they
time.
didn't do it, they were a bad guy. That's it is. And I said, no, you weren't listening. I'm telling you, half of that is right. But I said if they consistently miss opportunities to do that, or even like, oh, I'm not gonna help them, I'm not gonna help them, then there's something about them that is not my type of guy. Now, if they decide that he's not going to do it, then cool. That's what you don't want to do. If you don't want to help that person no more, you're a grown man. That's your autonomy. I'm still not gonna get at you. But I said that can indicate, not necessarily does indicate. And we
You
were
notice
talking
how the
about the video.
you notice how the circumstances change. You know,
No,
when we men were
I know
talking,
how.
we were talking about hanging a TV and all this and all that. If we go to a person's house to hang a TV, help them hang a TV, or help them in the household or what have you, and they're wearing something skimpy, and I come home and say, "Look, I ain't going back over to help them motherfuckers come out about half naked." You know,
You
that's
didn't listen to the
different from.
video.
God
that is
damn,
different. And here's the thing: what you're
Yeah.
God
saying.
damn, can
Here's
I
the thing.
finish? Can I finish?
If you,
Uh,
I mean, we
you
try not
know
to waste
what?
time. So if you're saying the
I
wrong
ain't got
thing,
to say
you
Hold
can
on.
be the
shit.
wrong thing in
So
5
you
Minutes.
talk
minutes.
you talk
So
for three
Because
minutes
that's
at a
not what
time, and I can't
happened.
talk for 50 seconds.
I want you to replay the video because I'm making sense and
Yeah, I
money.
ain't got to replay the
So
video. What I'm saying is, if
what's
I
your
see
point?
someone with a lot of bags, I'll help. If I see an old lady need help, I'll help. 9 times out of 10, the circumstances that you are talking about will be something where we're together, and I see this going on in public. What we're talking about is if we're going to someone's house to help them with household things, hang a TV, screw in a light, but whatever the case, and we say no, we're not going over there. Don't think we're bad guys because we pick up on something that we don't want to be in that situation anymore.
So
so
I
I
agree.
understand.
I agree. I don't think you're bad
Right.
guys, and I understand what you're saying in that context. But that's not the only context that the video was in. So I understand what you're saying with
Right.
that. Yes, with that you're right, but in totality you aren't. Go ahead. Sorry, kid.
Highway, no, Highway, we keep Quint in the closet for safety reasons. So we will not be freeing Quint from the closet. I just want to be
A
clear
safe
about
place.
that. We keep him there
You
for
ain't
safety.
bullshit.
Him and his knees need to be in the closet, and we keep him there for safety reasons. Okay. So no,
Dang.
what you're here's the thing. I think that you all took the video and took it to a man place, if you will. And the video wasn't talking about, someone coming in a French maid outfit while you come in to screw in their light bulb. You know what I'm saying? I know of dudes who have fallen subject to these same situations, right? But what I'm saying is that for y'all to even bring that part of it up when that wasn't even the context just screams about you all's lack of oh well, my goodness, what's the word? Because y'all be determined to get in the cheeks, which I have no, like, what's the word
They
I'm
don't see
looking
the broader
for?
picture.
Not only do they not see the broader picture, but it's like the fact that that's exactly where your minds went when that was talked about. It's like, where's your self control, right? Like, again, if you're saying, like you said, Quint, you went,
I
you
wonder if
saw,
that's
you got the T-shirt, you're not going back. That's a
birthplace.
completely different situation, right? Because now you're basically in so many words trying to tell your woman, okay, look, you know. I'm not saying the words, but these are the words I'm using. And I ain't going to put no damn TV up for this lady no more. Okay. That's a completely different thing. Being able to be chivalrous to other women without any type of sexual context, even if they bring it, because you ultimately, again, all of the men who want to lead us to victory. If you can't lead yourself away from the French maid outfit, how can you lead me to the glory land? Like, yeah, we got to start. I don't care how hard you breathe. Go eat a taco. Okay. Like I said, like
I ate
we're
one
not
this
doing,
morning. She was very
we're
happy.
not, okay. I bet she was hairy and scary. And I bet you she was Blanco too. Oh, white ass taco.
No,
Like I said,
she was negro. It's all good though. When she
like
was
I
saying
said,
"I papi," it's
not
good. Good.
bars, not bars. She was Negro. It's all good though. I heard you there. It's cool, right?
Yeah, you know.
But all that's all I'm saying. It's like it's crazy how she's talking about like simple shit.
Ooh, what's
What's
that?
that?
Yo,
Somebody
Quint, that was
job
you?
calling the men. Go on, hit
God
your, go on, hit
Some
damn. Put
your
that
some
up
broke
with the
through on do not disturb.
Okay.
That's
So yeah,
crazy.
that's
I,
so yeah,
I
that's
think
all I'm saying.
I think
I just feel like it's crazy that you know when we think about men being chivalrous, the first thing that men think about is women doing something for the chivalry, I guess, right? Like, oh, y'all came over and she had on this particular thing. Why is that even the
Where
thought
y'all get? No,
process?
we never. No one
So,
said
so
that.
no, well, no. What
you
I
know.
think,
Where
I
y'all
think,
Bro,
get
that's
it?
what,
exactly what y'all saying. We're just
no,
Yes, we
using
did.
bigger
Y'all are not
words.
really. Y'all
so,
are not listening to what we're saying though. But go ahead,
You
I'm
know
brother.
What are
going
you?
off
What?
of the context of the video. You crazy people like to go all around the mulberry bush and don't never want to just
okay.
go to the damn bush. Go to the bush. The bush was the
you know
video.
what
And in
you
the
know what's
video,
so crazy?
you said very specific things. And when I respond, I am responding
Darius,
very
you new here.
specifically to
Stay out of
these
this. It's
things.
family business.
Did she say something about hanging a TV in the video?
I don't
Did
think
she? You
so.
tell me. Y'all
No,
heard
y'all talking about go to the video. Y'all pay so
No,
much
no, 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 no,
attention.
no, 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 no,
Didn't
no, no,
she
no, no,
say
no.
hanging a TV?
That's
Didn't she say hanging a TV?
you talking about one thing. We know
In that
everything.
video,
What
did
was
she say? I ain't want to hear that bullshit. Did she
who
say hanging a TV?
knows? Who
Did she say hanging
knows?
a TV?
Calm
Quinn,
down,
Did
Quinn.
she
You might
say
need some
hanging a
air in the
TV?
Quinn,
closet.
I
You
don't
might
know
need
who
some
you
air,
talking
Did
about.
she
Quinn.
say
I don't
hanging
know
a
Somebody
who
TV?
open
you
a
together and
window
wish
for
their
that
ass
Did
was
she
closet.
together.
did she say
Quinn,
hanging a
pray
TV?
about the pot.
We better to
Did
get a
she say
rewind
hanging
on
a
this one.
TV?
Wait, Quinn.
Here,
This ain't. I
no, no,
know
no,
your
no,
wife
no.
be
Here,
talking to you like
You
that.
better not
no,
be
no.
leaving
Here's the thing.
times
Here's
behind
the
Come
us
thing.
on.
no place like
This
your
ain't get
closet.
out,
I don't know
mister.
who the hell you
No,
talking to.
no. Here's the thing. You all intertwine what myself and GMT is saying with Professor's jokes. And now when you speak to us, you're speaking to all three of us as one.
I responded to you exactly what you were saying.
So okay, so you're telling me I'm wrong.
Directly, I
What
responded to you.
what does that mean? I mean, does
What do
it
you mean?
matter
What does it mean?
whether
I
you think
responded
I'm wrong or
directly to
not?
you when you said
Sound
something to
hurt.
me.
Who
I
sound
asked
hurt?
you particularly. I clarified and I
Excuse me,
responded
people.
directly to you. It didn't have anything to do with Professor. I know his brain. I know when he's playing. I know when he's not. Doesn't have anything to do with GMT. I was speaking
So what did I
directly
say
to
about
you.
so what did I say about sex?
What did you say about sex?
Yeah,
That ain't have
tapping
nothing to
cheeks or
do with my
whatever y'all
response to
call it.
you. So I don't know.
Oh God, you lost.
So
Don't
all
worry
right,
about it.
all right, all right, all right. So check it out, right? What
This
I
is why I
peeped in
text
this.
who
What
we
I'm
call.
saying. Hold on. What I'm saying, right? It's not the fact that we're sitting here thinking like, yo, every time we got to go do something for a woman, we got to sleep with them. No one said that. All we're saying is that when you when you're lending out your man, quote unquote, sharing your man so much to these single women, y'all leave a door open. Let's keep it real.
Right,
Let's
right.
not act like but let's not act
Agree.
like your man is not a human being and these other women are not human beings. And like these women don't want a man
I can agree with that statement.
like
I can
your
agree.
man.
I can agree with the
And
statement that when we're doing
right,
that, we're putting them in a position to have that happen. I can agree with that when you're overly doing it. I agree with that particular statement. Big bag team.
right. But that's what I'm saying. Like, so if you putting us in positions all the time, every woman that's single that needs a man because they
Wait a
don't have a
minute.
man,
So it's
they're,
our fault we putting you in positions?
Of
We
course.
didn't
yeah,
say
you
we
Yes.
are
making
because
y'all do it.
yeah,
We
Always
said
our
we're
because
fault.
supporting you if
if
you
you
do.
don't, no, it's up to y'all because guess what? Even if I wanted to help and
Nigga,
you
you
told
make
me,
your own.
hold on, Candace. If I wanted to help a woman and you told me no, you think I'm gonna go do it?
What you say? What? I'm
If I
sorry.
wanted
Wait,
to,
wait.
if
So I have to be louder, and I need you to repeat yourself because I hear the clapping in the background now. Over everything, there's clapping. So go ahead, say it again.
Oh, yes. When
if
you
I
came back
if
in.
I wanted to help a woman, right? If I wanted to help a woman, and you told me no, you can't do it. Could I still go do it without there being drama between me and you?
No, but that's with everything, and I would
Every
never. But hold
hold,
on, hold on.
hold on, no, hold on. Let's leave it
Okay,
there. Let's
go
leave it
ahead,
there.
go ahead.
Let me continue.
That's with
All right.
everything. So go
So,
ahead.
hold on. So if I can't do it, then that means it is up to you on whether I could or I can't.
Okay, I hear you. I hear you. Now let me go ahead and straighten that out. If someone asks you to do something and you want to do it, right? If you want to do it, you go and ask. And see, and I have to take myself out of who I am and try and get right where you're trying to be. So if somebody asks you to do something, you go and ask your woman if you can do it, and that particular woman says no, and you go and do it anyway, what you did was you went to her, you asked her for her permission, she said no, and you went against that anyway.
But I'm a
It's a
good
deep
guy though.
what?
I'm a good guy,
Chivalrous.
and you
I'm
know me,
chivalrous.
and you know I'm
What do you
chivalrous,
mean
and
you're a
I'm
good
doing it out,
guy?
and I'm doing it out of kindness of my heart because I'm just
Right.
such a good guy, right? So you
Exactly.
should just let me do it and trust me because
You-
you know
you-
that I am a good guy. Why
You're
are you
not
telling
listening.
me no?
I agree. Listen to me. I agree. And if I am trusting you, now I'm me. So the way that I respond is I'm not telling you no. But if I was not me and I was one of them girls who would be like, no, you can't do it because I don't want this to happen and don't want that to happen. If I was that type of girl, then you have made a decision to invite that into your marriage as far as you asked her. She said no and you went and did it anyway. But if you want us to say yes, I'm saying yes. I'm the wife that will say yes. And so there's no you're gonna do it anyway. Do you understand what I'm saying? Different caliber
So,
of women make different choices and different things are going
hmm.
to happen, cause and effect.
So, so if I'm hearing you correctly, just correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm trying to make sure I get this correct. If it's a woman that you say I can go help, it's okay. But if it's a woman I say I want to help and you say no and I go help, I'm wrong. Is that what you're saying? I'm just trying to get
That's not what
clarification.
I'm saying.
Okay, help me out. I mean, I'm just really trying to get
I don't, I
clarification
don't I don't know how to help you out.
because that's what I heard. You said, "Well, I
I
want a man
understand
that's
that's what you
chivalrous. I
heard
want a
because
man.
I
I want a
understand that's
man.
what you heard.
I want a man that's chivalrous, and I want my man to be able to help out other people. If someone needs help carrying their groceries or holding a door, whatever, that's what I want. But if I'm doing that for a woman that you don't want me to do it for, it's a problem."
Okay, let me correct this. I am not the person of heart to be like, you know what? If you don't help people, then you're not chivalrous. Like, I got to see you doing this, so I know you're chivalrous. No, I can sense that man's spirit already. If I'm making a decision to be with that man, I can sense his spirit. So I know the type of man that he is. So it's not like I'm saying, you need to go do this, you need to go do that, you need to go do that, nor did the video. It is, if my man is a chivalrous man and he is a helpful man and graceful, am I willing, without question, not without question, but without like arguing, to allow that man's grace to be spread? I am, but that's his choice first. Has nothing to do with me. I didn't ask him.
Right.
I didn't say yes. I didn't run into the woman. He came to me just to make sure that I was secure. If he comes to ask me, to make sure that I was secure. And if it's a woman, what he's going to say, if he's going to put up a TV, he'll be like, "Come on, babe, put up some shoes. We're going to go over such and such house so that we can put the TV up."
I ain't
So,
bringing you everywhere I go. I'm
Right. That
huh?
gonna
wasn't
put
part
that
of.
TV
That
up
wasn't
on
part.
my
That wasn't
own.
part of. That wasn't part of what
What
you
you
said.
say?
I'm not taking you everywhere we go. That's what he's
You
saying.
ain't coming with me. I'm gonna go put that TV up on my own.
Then I tell you what, have her give you a key.
Oh, now you kicking me out the house.
Have her
Now I
no,
gotta.
no, no,
But
no, no,
Now
see,
no. Well, you
yeah.
gonna go and do what you want. You kicked yourself out the house, GMT.
okay. So
I'll
so
kick
so
myself
Candace.
out there.
But Candace, if you
Yeah.
have the man that's graceful, chivalrous, you know his spirit, the whole nine. You know he helps any and everybody he can, right? So you got a girlfriend. She's like, "Hey, I need help with moving or something. Hey, my man will help you do that."
I'm saying,
But
wait,
go ahead.
repeat that last thing. The
So
clapping.
if you have oh my thing's clapping.
No, I'm gonna hear it
Okay.
no matter what. It's not y'all. Go ahead.
Okay. So no, I'm saying if you have that man that you just described, the chivalrous man, the graceful man, everything you just said, that same person, and you have a girlfriend that needs help moving, right? Are
Okay.
you okay? So you're in this scenario, you're okay with him going to help her, correct?
We're both going.
Okay. So here's the second part. Same girl, you don't like this girl because you know what kind of person she is. I mean, she's cool, but you know she has some tendencies, but she still needs help moving. And he says, "Well, I'll help her move." Like, I really don't want you to do that, and he does it anyway because he's that graceful, helpful, chivalrous man. You saying that he's going to need a key because he's going to help her anyway against what you're saying?
Number one, just like you. So you're doing exactly what Quint said I was doing. GMT said the whole key thing. I mean, said the way that GMT was talking, I was talking to GMT about the key thing. Like, because he
Okay,
was like, well, if this, and I was like, well,
got
if
you.
that. Now, to
Okay,
answer
got you.
to answer your question,
Hmm.
and this is the only way that I can answer it from a personal perspective. A person that I'm with will not sit there and tell me, they hear my wishes and hear my concerns, and they will not sit there and tell me I'm going to do it anyway. So I can't answer the question from that perspective because whoever I'm with, if they come to me and I have a concern about it, a valid concern, and or even if it's invalid and they go and do it anyway, there's an issue beyond that whole, oh, she might come and get you. I'm not talking to you about, oh, you just wanted to go over that girl house. It's about you don't respect me as a partner. There's a deeper issue then, darling. Sorry.
I ain't your partner. But
that part.
Right. So, but listen. All right. Let's swing to the next topic. Y'all ready for the next one?
No.
Yes.
Y'all ready?
I gotta go. I gotta go help. I gotta go help somebody out real quick. Give me a second.
You single? Go help 10 people out.
Gotta help my next door neighbor out.
Go help 10 people out.
What'd you have to whip, Professor?
What'd you say?
What'd you have to whip?
Oh, Ken, who hurt your feelings, baby? Who hurt you?
She did her calls are rearranged.
Who hurt you, oh, Ken? I'm hitting some triggers, ain't I, baby?
That's my guy Oken right there. What up, Oken? Shout out to yo. All right, so let's move on. So y'all know who April Mason is, right?
No.
April?
Well, y'all know April Mason?
I don't like her. Yeah, no, I don't.
I don't know who that
I mean,
is.
if I see her.
So here's the thing.
No.
She's a coach. She does don't get me to say this wrong. She does femininity classes for women, right? Also, she does like
I know who she is.
Yeah, she does coaching, trying to teach women how to get husbands, right? I don't know. She's a former dating coach. There we go. Thank you, Pooh Man. All right. So she has been speaking a lot on how women are in the dating market. And she wonders why women are single. So here goes something I want to get into this topic. Let me know how y'all feel.
Ladies, hear me out. Is it possible that so many women are single because they refuse to pass men along? This is what I mean. When I was heavily out there dating, and if a man was not what I was looking for, we weren't compatible, didn't want the same lifestyle, or, it just didn't work out, and we could have gone out on several dates, I will pass him along to someone that I might think is better suited for what he's looking for. Why don't women do that? Like, what is it? Like, what's this girl code that we don't pass men along that we're not interested in? And if someone date him, it's a problem. But it wasn't a love connection for you. And for so many women to be single, don't you think that you can just pass them along and it's not a big deal? Just curious. Ladies and fellas, do you mind being passed along to someone that's better suited for you?
Ah, man, yo, fellas, we are getting passed around. We are getting
shared.
We're getting shared.
I feel like a damn baton.
What do you mean?
Right.
That's what it looks like. We are a collection plate. So, fellas, I'm gonna start with y'all since that was the last question. Do you mind being passed along?
Pass the man on the left hand side.
Passed.
Quint, you want to go first, man?
Go ahead, Professor. Pass the peas like it used to be.
So if I'm hearing her correctly, and Candace, correct me if I'm wrong. That's chapter 9 in Candace's new book. I don't know.
Yes, the
so
plug.
this is a woman that I am interested in, who's not necessarily interested in me. So instead of her just turning me down and keep it moving, she puts me on with one of her friends. Is that what I'm hearing? Is that correct?
Right, correct.
Yeah.
Okay, so she put me on with her friend. That guy's a good personality. Got you. I'll say this. I've said this before, that one of the ways we get in relationships is friend groups. So if it is a woman that that's not interested in me for whatever reason it may be, I don't know why she wouldn't be, but if she's not, I get it.
Period.
And she wants to pass me. I don't mind, because at the end of the day, if that person that she passed me along to is someone that I'm meant to meet, that I would have never known existed had she not passed me along, I'm okay with that, because for whatever reason we were not meant to be together, and maybe she passed me to someone that was meant to be together. So I'm okay with that aspect of being passed around. Like I told you guys before, I'm okay with being shared. But no, it's, if I get passed along to someone that more likely than not may work better for me, that's fine. She actually may have saved me some heartache and pain dealing with her. So I'm okay with that. I have no issues with that because again, I may meet the person of my dreams. And at the end of the day, as long as she keeps passing, she can't complain while she's by herself and single. So I don't want to hear any complaints. I want to make sure she's the maid of honor. She catches the garter and it's consistently like the Atlanta Braves in the 90s, runners up.
Yo, hold up. So, Professor, let me ask you: if there was relations involved, is it the same thing?
So if I had relations with subject A and she ended up passing me along to subject B,
right?
Okay, I'm okay with that because just more notches on the belt. I mean, here's the thing though: if she liked me enough to pass me along to the next person, that means that next person already know what I do in the bed, whether good or bad. She knows what I do. So if that girl's okay with that, then at the end of the day, I'm okay with that too. She knows what she's gonna get, or maybe she may get something a little freakier. I don't know. So I got what I wanted. She didn't get what she wanted, and I went on to the next one. I still got what I wanted. I win either way.
That sound like a line full of diseases.
Hey, listen. God, thank you. Knock on wood. Haven't had any diseases yet. I have not been passed around like the communion plate.
Yeah. Hold up, but you
listen. Up to date, I'm not trying to get none. That's why I moved to Atlanta or Greensboro. But I'm saying up to this point, I have not gotten any, and I don't plan on getting any. I do not. That's why I said I'm not moving to Atlanta.
Okay.
I ain't moving to Atlanta or Greensboro.
So, quick, what's your thought, man? What's your thoughts on that topic?
It just depends, man. People have different personalities and everything. So, if it was a situation where she had a friend that she felt like would be a better match than her, it would be cool. I would just before it got too deep, I would want to discuss with the friend that, to make sure she didn't mind our situation being that myself and her friend, spoke earlier or whatever the case, being that she didn't have a problem with that. I would be more concerned about her having a problem with it than myself.
Okay, with me, I feel as if if you and a woman didn't have relations, I'm gonna keep myself out of this because I'm a married man. What up, wife?
Damn, you asked me.
That's right.
Shit, say what you got to say.
After a couple weeks ago, he better say that.
Yeah, well, quick, your marriage is different. But
no, it ain't. It's made out of love, baby.
He's trying to say because your wife is
it comes from love. And I hope you're the same.
No, all right. So my whole thing is if the fella has relations with the woman, then I think it could be a slippery slope, right? If I know women, knowing women. Said. Hold on, what Jerry is saying? Hold up.
Put that.
Go ahead. Let's be real. Most men don't.
Yes, read that. Like, should I read it in my good voice? Because Jerry said
read it in the reading voice.
And Jarius, you seem to be rather new, but this one comment might actually get you to a friendship award. Let's see. Let's be real. Most don't have the level of maturity to pass a guy to the next one and not feel some type of way. Now, here's the thing. Now I take my like back because when I first read that, I thought it was referring to men not passing off one of their homies. But now that it's back on us, not really liking you again, Jarius. Back to you.
Here we go. Why not? But that's what I'm saying. To me, because you hear women getting jealous even if they didn't have relations, and all of a sudden they didn't want the man. They in the same circle. Quint could have approached a woman on the street. 3 women on the street. One of those women passed Quint by like, nah, I'm good. I don't want you. Then the next woman says, you know what? I like him. All of a sudden, that woman want that man now. You know what I'm saying? So imagine if there was sex involved. Imagine if there was all of those other feelings that could have been there. Now, y'all are not, on average, not saying all women, but on average, y'all are not doing that.
I agree. I agree because we can't get out our feelings.
Can I respond? I would like to respond. All right. And I personally feel like, I know that
I know what y'all got going on up there.
I know
that old Greensboro boy.
That's okay, my nerves. I would like to, quote, the rap philosophers Daz and Corrupt, because
no, that's right.
Said,
it ain't no fun if my homies can't have none.
So That's
Y'all
I
gonna
knew
get
I
me
loved
Still
you,
killed.
dog
man.
Y'all see how the women know that song, right?
Yeah, so we learned
Yo,
it from you.
blockchain, what up?
Learned it from you clowns. What do you mean? So again, I personally feel like, if he ain't for me, look, leaves of three, let him be. You know what I'm saying? Like if he's a 3-leaf, go pass him on to another 3-leaf. That's gonna make that connection happen. I've never been, and I know I'm different, right? So, and I understand the space where some women are like, if even if I didn't have relations, even if we did, I know women who is like, I've never dated this man, we've never had relations, but that I have an affinity for him, even though it's like year 4. I've never approached him, I haven't said anything, he hasn't breathed on me in my direction, but and because that means he's off limits. And I'm like, oh, okay, because that makes all the sense in the world. But yeah, so as far as I'm concerned, if he ain't for me, let him be. Like, I ain't got no problem introducing somebody else to somebody else, because I mean, please get something else to get up under, so you're not trying to be in my face. Like, let me help you find somebody that
Mont,
wants to be up under
who
your
hurt
face.
you, baby?
Why
Oh
somebody
no,
gotta hurt him?
Who hurt
women are
you?
bad
Why
people.
somebody gotta hurt him?
Dang.
Yo,
I and maybe
be
that's
live.
me.
You got to read
I
that
want
super
them to
chat.
be doing amazing.
You got to read that super chat.
I gotta read it.
I'll read it.
Go ahead, kid.
Women are
Oh, one of y'all.
bad. This is how I'm reading it. Women are bad people. LOL.
Oh,
They want you worse. They want you worse off in your next relationship. Men want you to do better unless you cheat on them. That's a lie. At least when it come to me, that's a lie.
There's some truth to that. I ain't gonna say I hold you. Me and mine sometimes
I
disagree,
think it's the other way around.
but there's some truth. No, because I will say this, and any woman that I've we had a dissolution of the relationship will tell you, I want them to just be happy, whether it's with me or somebody else. I don't care. I'll cheer them on from the sidelines, not really, but I don't care what they do. I want them to be happy. If they can't be happy with me, they be happy with someone. There are women for the most part, I'll say generally what Mott's talking about, that don't want you to be happy. They want you to be miserable that you're not with them. So if you're dating a girl who's maybe not as voluptuous or maybe not has as much education, you go get a girl who has a little bit more voluptuous to her, a little volume to her, and a little bit more education. She's mad because now you've done better. You upgraded. So when you get a Beyonce and you got upgraded, they're kind of mad. They kind of feel a certain type of way. They're kind of salty. So that not you, Candace or Kit. That's some women.
yeah, I will say that
I've witnessed that.
I can say that that's kind of true. Maybe because me and my exes all still get along for the most part. I'd say about 90% of them. Like, so for me, it's one of those, like, if we didn't work out, the reason why a lot of those things happen though is because they don't really have a foundation when it comes to their relationships. Clint, you can roll your eyes into the Sky Daddy's heaven and it wouldn't matter. I'm saying what the fuck I said. So let me help you there. Okay. I love to be helpful. I don't want your eyes to get
I
stuck on
appreciate
that Sky Daddy. You know what I'm
I
saying? Because
appreciate
you be like this all day. And then now you can't look at your wife. And they have a thing about when you don't look at them. So I'm just saying, I want you to be safe. Don't get
Yo,
teacupped.
Ma, I just dropped you.
I want to
Don't
make
let.
sure you don't get teacupped out of here. I'm keeping you safe, like in the closet. So, so yeah, like I personally feel like women can be on that level, but I will say when you have proper foundations, if you were friends first, if you don't fuck up the friendship, excuse the French, you can absolutely, fall back on that if it's done properly. You feel what I'm saying? But a lot of people just rush in and don't really know the person that they with, and so it turns into something else. Passing y'all off. Look, donations. I am donating you to the other part of the single population who could possibly be looking for you, and I'm over here holding you hostage. Don't let me hold you hostage. Please be free,
Mont,
like a
Mont,
bird.
Mont, before you leave, Mont, are you talking about if the breakup was mutual or
Hold on,
not
hold
your
on.
fault?
Hold on. Let's read this one. You talking about off of what he said here?
Yeah.
Check this
Go
out.
ahead,
If
go
a
ahead and
girl,
read it.
let's see, check this out. If a girl leave you and hit rock bottom, you look bad. If she go on and be a 304, you look like a fool. If she meets a new man that's good, your record still good.
So yeah, is it a mutual breakup?
Okay.
Because if it wasn't a mutual
Okay.
breakup and it was you and she get another man and he's of a good caliber, you still look bad.
No breakups are
Regardless of the
mutual.
situation.
Candace?
You a lie.
No, so you trying to say we both came together at the same time and said, "Hey, you want to break up? Yeah, let's
Oh,
break up."
you said nope. Yeah, breakups are eventually the actual breakup. There are breakups that are mutual. I've had one or two.
You guys are so who not off topic, but who came to the situation first? Hey, I want to break up. Who came to that conversation? Who started the conversation?
We both had boundaries. We both knew what the other person wanted, and it was if this happens, then this is going to happen, and or if we talk about it and you're not willing to fix it, I'm not willing to fix it, then from then we're gonna go on. We're gonna move forward.
Oh no, I left them.
I don't think
That left at the door. I
breakup is
I
mutual.
left them.
Yeah, if I'm not the person for your purpose and you're not the person for mine, we're moving forward. I've dated intentionally in that way.
How do you all feel about women that friend zone men and get mad when they find another woman? Don't that
I'm
happen
sorry, say
quite
it
often?
again.
That's their own
Women,
stupidity because they played in their own face, right?
Say-
Like
Mhm.
if they went on and got someone else and you feel a way about it now, that is completely and utterly up on you. You know what I'm saying? You friend zoned them. You decided that they
yeah.
weren't your cup of tea. Now you're seeing the attributes that could have been yours being given to another woman, and now you're in your bag because you felt like you're missing out on who you were supposed to be with. Well, if you were supposed to be with him, you would have unfriend zoned him and got to those attributes that you felt over for. It was more about seeing it being done to another woman and looking like, oh, well, he wanted me first kind of energy. Oh, I could have had that. And now you're mad because you didn't capitalize on what could have been yours, because the price was right. You was the
But
price. And you
but
said
we
that
see
it
it,
wasn't the price, and he went and bought something else. I mean, shit.
but we see it quite often, though, right? I mean, it happens quite often, right?
Quite often. I feel like that happens on both ends of the spectrum. I just think that men don't look at it or deal with it in that way. Like when they see the one get away because they just treated them like a friend, or even sometimes less than, and then all of a sudden it's like, wait, she
So
happy, she's
yeah.
smiling with somebody, and it's not me making her smile. To hell, like, so I personally feel like it can happen on both
Yeah, so
sides.
man, I'll say this. This is a PSA. If you're in the friend zone, get out, cut her off. Don't have any communication with her. Go find your happiness. Don't go to concerts. Don't take her nowhere. Don't pick her up. Cut her completely the hell off.
Well, damn.
Conversely, no, for what? I'm not going to give you relationship energy with no relationship. I'm not
That's
going to be the
crazy
fire
because
extinguisher
that's the one thing that y'all always
in
want.
case a nigga. Okay, sorry. In case a person beats your behind, I'm there to hold you up.
That's
I'm not going to be your
crazy.
shoulder
You
to.
wanna
I'm
know
not going to be your
something?
shoulder to cry on. I'm not
That's
going to be the person
crazy
you
because
call.
here's the
I'm
thing.
not going to
Wouldn't
be your
men
drunk text.
always say, if you can't show me how to be a wife, like, I'm supposed to be getting this kind of treatment, if I'm going to be the one. Are you kidding me? Y'all
I'm
be
not giving you none of
wanting
that.
the cow, the milk, damn near want a calf, or going half on babies that you don't want to keep the woman around for. Like, I don't know what cocaine.
We talk about friend zone.
I've on
Friend, if
several
I'm getting the milk,
occasions.
if I'm getting the milk, I ain't in the friend zone because I'm getting the milk. I'm happy. I'm you got milk, I got it. But no, the other part was for women for the men that do stuff like that. I think women shouldn't be in the friend zone either. If the dude just keep you around to do certain things, but you need to get out of that. Need to get out of that situation too. It's both sides.
You're right, Mark.
You go ahead, Quint. Read it, Quint.
Proofread it first.
Read it in your
small,
closet
I can hardly see it.
I'll read it in your closet voice, Clint.
It's so small. It's so small, I can hardly see it.
If a girl break up with you, let's say you just weren't ready and broke it off. She can't stand to see you becoming more intentional man afterwards.
Y'all need to be in y'all need to be in healthier circles because I can't fathom this stuff, bro. Like, who has not had a conversation where the two of you decided something wasn't working, and who, like, I why wouldn't I want you to be happy? That means I'm
Settle
unhappy with
down, Candace.
myself. Y'all need to hang around with emotionally mature people. This is hurting me.
You want to know
Candace,
what's
don't mess around and bust a blood vessel over there.
But wait, I will say this though, like, it's crazy because I mean, any of my exes can back this up. I've always told them, like, look, your happiness doesn't, start or end with me. I want you happy even if you're not with me. You feel what I'm saying? Because that's how you show up in other places. Like, you don't, whether we together or not, I still want you happy. I don't want you miserable, broke, looking destitute at all. No, please go and look better, because someday somebody's going to be like, oh, you was with Kit, and I don't want them looking at you like, well, damn, what the.
I agree with you with that, because it's the same thing, other way around. That's
Like,
why I don't want none of my exes to be looking all bad, because they know they was with me. You had to come up when you was with me.
I don't think most of y'all feel that way. I think y'all feel that way.
Look healthy. Call me if you need, help with the new one, because I don't want you screwing the pooch like you screwed it over here. Like, please call me so I can help you knock off.
Listen, y'all. I think y'all feel that way. I don't think most.
And this is like real life. Like, this isn't even a feeling. This is real life. Like, I
said, okay, that's you. Right, but what I'm saying, you got. Let's not act. What you see over there, Candace? What was that?
It's a big dinosaur, and I got my back door open.
I say she probably got an iguana because she in Florida, so I know the little
geckos and iguanas on the ground. I thought it was gonna go inside my house.
She in Gatorland, so ain't no telling.
But Kid, I do agree with you a little bit, Kid, and I will say sort of what Candace was saying too, that when men lose that woman that they should have stayed with, we call it, some of us call it the great white buffalo. That's the woman that we got away, that we let get away. We know for whatever reason she got away. We either treated her incorrectly, we mishandled her, whatever it was. She's the great white buffalo, and sometimes we're in a search to get her back. Not her, but a woman that's like her, and that's sometimes when we fell short. So Candace, you're right there, and Kate, I agree with you.
Well, hold on. Let me address that real quick though, because
y'all got to read the super chats, man. Y'all done let two slides by.
We're gonna get there. We're gonna get to the super chats.
You know what that is? That's that on time.
Hold on.
Okay, because
that's the military and Quint. So, you talking about the
his wife. That's out of the family. They on time for everything. They early.
Air Force.
Here's the thing.
Oh, okay.
Here's the thing. When you look at these type of situations with women, I say y'all feel that way, but not most women. Most women do not want to see a man doing better after he's with her. I don't care. Y'all be happy as hell if the man is in a horrible relationship when it's done. Y'all be like, yo, you see, I'm the best he ever had. You know how much times I heard that from female friends that be happy as hell when their relationship ends and the guy is doing worse. See, look, he's at the bottom. Matter of fact, let me level up, because we got level up culture now, right? Let me level up so that way everything he do doesn't look good. Let's keep it real. That's what y'all do. We're not saying y'all, like not y'all, right? Y'all are, I guess the anomaly. But let's keep it real. That's not how it normally is. Hold on, let's get to
Hey, Quinn, watch yourself. Watch yourself. Your wife is free game if you open your mouth the wrong way.
Those sound like threats.
Hey,
Watch yourself. He said, GMT said what he said, not us.
I'm good.
Okay,
I'm good.
Keep your smiles and your laughs to yourself.
I got a lot of ammo over here.
Here's the thing. I will say this.
That's gonna
I love you to death, but this is the longest I'm gonna come back after the gym I've ever seen.
Let this man keep cooking with the super chats.
Muscles from Brussels. Go on get beefcake. Asia deserves a beefcake, and right now you cheesecaking it on this damn panel. Go on get some muscles over there. But anywho, she can't stand to see a more intentional man afterwards. If a woman becomes more intentional after a man, that's a good thing. Last thing we want is something thong, okay, we paid $10K for, sold for $40. Yeah, see, here's the thing. I'm kind of with Candace on this one. Who are you all like?
Hey,
wait, stop.
Here we go.
He in the car. Mom said, F all this. I'm in the car. I'm going to holler at y'all real quick.
Hair's looking like it ain't been, it's looking like a gym beard. Like, I know that's right. Go get beefcake, damn it.
He ain't got the Bruce beefcake glasses on or nothing.
What's
Look, we
going
got
on?
we got a $5 super chat from my guy Black Shay. Black Shay says women don't have those sorts of conversations with the men that they want. He said they have them with men that they are leaving. He was like, not that they have left, not that they have left them. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm tripping.
Not they have
All
left
right.
them.
Yo, Mark, what's good, bro?
What's going on,
That's the
y'all?
New York school system for you.
Well, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah, we
Mark.
can hear
Yeah,
you.
we got you, bro.
Why the ladies acting like
You got the juice
like
twist
ladies ain't
and
jealous no more?
everything. You got the two juice side twist curl shits going on. Okay, I see you, homie. Yeah,
Hey, y'all better leave.
let
Hey,
your
y'all
soul
better
glow,
stop.
damn it.
Y'all
Let
better
your
stop.
soul glow.
Because Deja not sharing him with nobody. He ain't put nobody TV up.
Don't let
He
Yeah.
ain't screwing
we don't
nobody
need to
light
give him a
bulb
reason to
in.
be nice.
None of that. He ain't open nobody door.
Don't be nice to me, damn it. I like mean and upfront. Don't be nice to me. Hey, Jason.
Nah, but
All right, Mom, speak your piece.
why we acting like women ain't jealous in general? Like that's just a
So I
common
caught that
thing.
in your last tone. And you're right. There are some women that if they see the man doing better, they're gonna be like, "Oh, this nigga could have did it with me. Oh, he just acting like
Yeah,
that. Just wait," type
I'd
stuff.
like to remove some and put most. I think that's more reasonable to put most women who feel that way. Like most people
I
aren't as
mean,
different as we think they are.
Better.
Like most people are the same. Like so most people will see a pretty girl and they'll have the same thought in their head, why isn't she married? Because they won't think that like, oh, she could be a bad person. Same way with most women just happen to be jealous people. Which is why most women's friendships are not good. They're just not. Y'all just happen to, I don't know why. Maybe we raised y'all poorly, but you know.
Y'all raised me poorly. How old are you?
I mean, yeah.
You know we wasn't around.
How old
I
are you?
mean, I'm just saying my daughter's a 6, but I'm like maybe I'll do something wrong
Exactly.
All right, you
they'll
know what,
man.
Mine? You can't get on here when you driving. You too loose. You too loose. You can't get on here when you in the car. You loose. You need to
I
be at
like
that
him like
table with
this.
them glasses on, bruh.
You
I
still
like
raising
mine like
people
this.
drinking juice
He
boxes.
got
Most
y'all
of
over here
our
scrambling
kids
and
got
scrambling for
drivers
stuff.
like, what
I hate for this to sound bad. I know this is gonna sound pretty bad, but like I was saying, in the friend zone situation, a lot of women hate when a man that they friend zone finds someone. Where to us guys, if it's been someone that we've been pursuing and someone we know she like them, we're more apt to say, "Hey, look, man, hit it for me."
Yeah.
But then that means that you didn't really like her.
Go
That you
ahead,
just
go
wanted
ahead,
to
and go
hump her.
ahead
That's
and give
two different
Professor your
things.
wife number.
How
But wait a
devious, just think
Y'all like
about
them.
that.
Y'all like them the same.
Think
It
about
wouldn't
how
work
But
out.
here's the
devious that
thing,
is.
though.
Hey,
But see,
It
just because I
wouldn't
like
work out
mashed
your
potatoes don't
mind.
mean I don't want his mashed potatoes.
But
Y'all
Quinn,
gotta think about.
what you just said had nothing to do with liking a person. That had everything to do with wanting relations with a person. If you like the person and you have relations with them, y'all are saying that y'all are okay if it didn't work out, that y'all pass it on to your next man, and that y'all are okay with that.
Yeah.
I asked a
Kid,
If
very
we
no,
were
I'm not
if
gonna
we
move
were
on.
pursuing them,
I asked a very specific question.
Kid,
I
men
don't
don't like women
need fanfare.
like that.
I'm
Let Mine
asking a
talk
very
real
I'll
quick.
specific
answer.
question.
I'll answer it. Go ahead, Mark. I'll
If
answer
if
it.
we were
I just
pursuing
wanted
them,
to.
we weren't in the relationship for it to work out.
Hold on. One mic.
Let Mine have it.
Kid,
I just want to
men.
make sure that the question is clear, because if you have a woman that you liked and that you have relations with and it didn't work out, you're okay with passing her off to your man's who was a better fit for her?
Who said something about relations?
So that wasn't what April Mason said. She just said a guy that wasn't
Okay,
your
so
type.
y'all are okay with passing someone that you actually
Quinn just
like.
said something about
Hold on,
relations.
kid. I
I
gotta
didn't say anything about
address that.
I didn't say
Hold
we
on.
had
That's
one.
what Kid said.
Let my answer.
I gotta
Let
address
my-
that. Kid,
let my
men
answer.
and women don't.
Yes or
Women
no
like
question,
men.
Mike.
But real
Yes or
quick,
no question. Yes or no question,
no.
Mike.
Your
I
question
don't
has
need your
something in it.
fanfare, Mike.
Let Mine say whatever he want to say. He not want to
I
because
gotta
he's
fix.
reasonable.
I gotta
He's
fix your
reasonable.
question. though.
Hey,
I gotta.
Mark's using his gas.
I gotta fix it. It's electric.
That's electric.
Yeah,
Boogie,
I
boogie, boogie.
gotta fix your question, right? Because it has an inherent like erroneous statement in it. You said when men like a woman, we don't like women. Like we don't have crushes on women. We see you, we interested, and if you into us, we can build something. If you're not, we not. We don't have crushes. Like women have crushes on men. It's not like, oh,
a crush. I said, do you like the bitch? It's
yeah, we don't like women. We're attracted to them. We don't when you say
Okay,
like
so a woman that you are seriously attracted to. Maybe if I use the right word so that you can go get these boxes of curls in.
Well,
A woman
just
that you were in strong affinity for, and y'all were strong attraction to, and it didn't work out the way that you thought it was gonna work out. But your homie, seems to have an affinity for her, and it could be a better fit. Are you passing the homie off because he is also attracted to this woman and it didn't work out with you? Is that a better way to word it? That was a lot of fucking words.
No, because you're adding a whole lot that's not in there.
How?
Let my answer.
Men when we're young men, yes, you can say that we have strong affinities towards women. As a grown man, there's no more of the fairy tale strong affinity. It's either you're attractive or you're not. It's nothing beyond that, if that makes sense. If we
Okay.
get to know you, we fall in love with you, that's different. But like when I was 16, it was women who I like, oh my God, this particular woman is my crush. I love the mess out of her. But once we're grown men, it's
anything about a crush. What the fuck?
I'm just saying, I do still have a crush on Kelly Kapowski and Topanga.
But
So
that's
I'm just
because
saying,
when I said
crush.
you like someone, you said that y'all don't like us. And what's crazy is when I said that on a panel before, I was looked at like I had three heads.
You probably meant it differently. You probably
What?
meant it differently. You probably meant it in a different way.
No, I meant it exactly the way it was said. What do you mean I meant it differently?
Okay, so let me explain what I mean. Let me explain what I mean, and you can tell me if you mean the same thing. So when I say that men don't like women, like my woman, I absolutely adore her. I love the ground she walks on. I love everything about her, right? But if I see a woman outside and she's the most beautiful woman in the world, I'm attracted to her. There's nothing else beyond that. I think when women see a man that they're attracted to, they envision a future with them sometimes. They envision a lot of things. They envision like he could be my husband. Is he husband material? We're not looking at women that way. We're like, oh, she's attractive. Oh, she looks like she could be, if she looks like she could be wife material, okay, cool, we can go down that road. But it's like, it's nothing to it. Women actually like men. Like when they meet them, they have a like a crush almost sometimes.
Kid,
If that makes sense.
Kid, I hear what you're saying. Your question, right? So let's say you and I hanging out, right?
Face frown, and I'm trying.
Well, no, I'm saying, kid. Let's say you and I hanging out, and I think you're a cool person, right? You and I hanging out, and Quint's not married. So you know what? I think you're better. I think you're a better situation. I think you're better for my man Quint. I'm gonna hook y'all up. Or I may put it in a situation. So that's what you're saying. If I say, hey, this ain't really working for us, but my boy Quint.
What I was talking about. I have no idea what my gym bunny down here was talking about, but thank you.
What I was saying.
We back here. I'm just trying to.
What I was saying is,
I appreciate you, love, but I was talking about when if this isn't the right vibe, if this isn't the right energy, a lot of men, if a woman that they're vibing with or they want to have that kind of connection with is vibing more with a homie, they will try to block the homie from trying to get to the chick based on how they think that they want to vibe with this other woman. I've seen it. I know it happens. If it didn't happen for you all, maybe your schlong's along. I don't know. I'm just telling you that it happens. Like I'm telling you.
No, you're right. No, she's right. But I think that's
a different scenario, though, kid. Yeah. You're saying if I'm with a girl and she's vibing, let's say we go bowling, you're vibing with my dude when you vibe with me. That's a different situation. If we're going out,
no, really,
and I'm like, you're not really my type. You cool? I'm gonna slide you over to my boy Mont.
But no, it's one thing to slide someone over. It's more about if Mont actually was like, yo, I think that me and her could, do something or whatever like that. A lot of the times, whether you really want to slide with her or not, especially if it was like you actually had an affinity or a strong whatever, I don't know how to word it. Mont said I wasn't doing it right. But, when you have that and then all of a sudden it's not working out the way that you want, and this other chick, or this other dude is like, yeah, and they got like some kind of energy going on. A lot of the times y'all are not going to be like, oh, well, you know what? Let me introduce you to my homie over here, this, that, and the third. Yeah. Knowing that
I will.
Like that.
I would too. But I think it's bad business. I think it's bad business if I'm if I'm hanging out with you and with a group of girls like, oh, I kind of like her more, and now I'm trying to slide her my number while I'm still hanging out with you and hoping you're gonna be okay with it. I think that's bad business.
But there's a difference in what Kit is saying versus like, so Kit is saying, if you really like a girl and you're like dead in the middle of really trying to get her, and then like and you still think that there's possibility, and now your homie trying to come in or something like that. It's different
Right.
if you realize like, oh, she don't really feel me. Yeah, somebody got to hit this for me.
I'm a feel I'm a feel
Well,
I'm a feel a certain type
hey,
of way.
look,
I'm a feel a certain type of way.
Men love to live vicariously through our homies. So
damn
like, if
right.
it's a girl that I can't get my hands on, if I just seem like I can't get it, I would love for my homie to be. I want somebody that I know. I want to root for somebody.
I brought a female around before, and we were just cool, just hanging out, trying to see if things were going to go there. I caught her checking out one of my boys. She was constantly looking all in my boy mouth. So, you know, I pulled my boy to the side. I said, look, man, I said, she checking you out. Well, you might well go and shoot for her. I said, hey, I lined it up.
Yeah,
That's
and
just
now,
me.
and even today, right? If I see a woman and I think she's beautiful, and I also think that she seems like she's a wifey material, I'm gonna send her to my friends. I'm be like, yo, look at this one. It's a nice one. She looks like she might be nice. Like, see what you can do. Like, see if it becomes something. Like men.
Yeah, I may do that, but if I'm trying to holler at her and it ain't working out, I ain't gonna slide them over to nobody.
Oh, we
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
holler. It's different. If you trying to,
Yeah. If I'm trying to holler at her, she ain't and we ain't really vibing, I ain't passing on to nobody. She back to the streets.
that's if y'all vibing.
But even if she vibing, like for me, it'll be like, not I'm married, y'all. So sorry, wife. But even if it was my type of situation, I'll be like, yo, listen, look, if you feeling him more and I really like you, I'm vibing with you, I'm trying to holler at you, but you feeling my man's more, but we ain't never even took it there like that. Yo, go at it. That's probably the best. Like, I don't care because you ain't for me, obviously. So, and you never know. They could end up getting married off of that. So why would I hold that back? Who am I to stop a blessing?
And then if you do keep trying and you do actually get with her or what have you, shit, you're not gonna be able to trust around that dude. She always in his mouth and y'all around him.
Yeah. Right. I can't trust you any damn way. Yo, but hold on. So let's get to the last topic, y'all. Let's get to the last topic.
Amen.
The main topic. She said,
let's go before Mike and run out of electricity over there. Come on now. I know them Teslas be.
We're Barry go there.
I'm about to say Candace.
Y'all need to get y'all Elon Musk on. You know what I'm saying?
We're tired of you. Poor Candace ain't changed her face expression in 5 minutes, and you know that ain't even normal. We're tired. Okay? We are tired of you. Okay?
Yeah.
Wagwan.
Oh man.
Wagwan even tired.
All right, so y'all all know who Paul Pierce is, right? Everybody know who Paul Pierce is?
Who's Paul Pierce?
Oh God, I know what you're talking about.
You talking about the guy that Benzino? Oh, never mind. Okay, got you.
Benzino?
The basketball player.
Basketball player.
Why are we?
You know what happened with Benzino?
I already know what you're bringing up, GMT. I wish I could. Where's a chancleta when you need one? I wish.
Oh, chancletas.
Okay.
Somebody been watching Shotas this weekend.
Let's get into it.
Like, because I feel like every relationship shouldn't be based off sex, but every relationship is based off of that.
I don't think so.
100%. You can't tell me nothing different. This is what I feel, and that's why I'll never be in another relationship because it's always based off of that.
So you're not going to be in another relationship?
Hell no. For what? Because it's going to be based off of sex. Once that wear down, you're going to go find somebody else that's better. Yeah. It ain't going to be based off of. This is the thing, and listen carefully. Listen carefully.
I'm listening.
Relationships. Let me tell you what marriage is all about. Or let me tell you what marriage is and who's marriage for. Marriage is for old people and poor people.
Okay, so let's get into that. Why?
Because when you broke, our parents, like my moms and all them, they married on a merit of like, okay, we're going to put our incomes together, have all these kids. And then when our kids, we're going to have 5, 10 kids back in the 60s, all them, they're going to have 5, 10 kids so they can work and bring income.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. Here
so you poor. So you married for that. And now when you get old, somebody that to be by your side to take care of you. Right now, my mom got married. My mom never been married in my lifetime. She got married when she was 70.
Wow.
It was perfect. She had somebody by her side the whole way through.
So do you...
I really believe that. Like, that's what, like, outside of that, it's no advantage to a man. Why is marriage an advantage? What advantage... What does it do for a man when things go south? Like, we gonna have to give up half our this, pay child support, Hey, but what do the? It's only advantageous to a woman. Like, it's real talk.
But what if you meet a woman and you're like, wow, she's a gem, she's valuable,
We
she's
could be
everything, and I
together.
want to lock her down in marriage?
I don't want to lock no woman down. We could be cool
So you're telling me right now today,
today.
you on January 4th, you do not be in a relationship ever again?
Wow.
I don't think it's realistic long term until I turn 70.
I am done. I've never been more done with a motherfucker.
I'm 47 right now. Until I turn 70, that's the only realistic part I see is because we both old. We ain't out in the streets. We at home watching TV. You go take me to the hospital. I'm going to take you to the hospital. That's it. But right now, I'm too cracking right now. So what I need to
Is
do
it
all that
because you
for?
feel like you
What I
have?
need to do all that for?
All right, y'all. Let's get into it. So,
Who wants to start this one off?
yo,
He didn't even
Candace
get
caught a
a
headache off of
workout,
that one,
boy.
boy. Yo. Yo, Quinn, stupid. Yo, so what's your thoughts on the topic, right? Is marriage mainly for poor people and old people, or is it beneficial for the masses? Talk to us. What's good? Anyone can start this.
I'll say a little bit and then I'll finish it up. For Paul Pierce, that may be true. For Paul Pierce. For people like Paul Pierce or for people like Cam Newton, that may be true. But there's a reason Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos are married. They're worth way more than he is. Elon Musk is married, I believe. Maybe has a girlfriend. But it's a reason why people get married, and they don't have to get married. So what he's saying may be true for him. But I can't say women say certain things that I don't like and not say men say certain things, because what he's saying is the same thing that Tracy Ellis Ross may say, or someone else may say. Well, I don't need a man because I have this. No, we need the couple for a reason. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. There may be for him. He's had all the women he could possibly want, right? For him, it's like I just keep getting somebody new. But at some point, they get tired. At some point, you want somebody there for you. And like I said, there's a reason why people get married. It's not just for poor people, because it's Warren Buffett was married. Multi-billionaire people are married for a reason, and they don't have to. Now, if you marry the wrong person, that's a different situation. But I'm gonna channel my inner Shannon Sharp, and I'm gonna sit down. If you marry the wrong chick, so you gotta if she's a boss chick, loud lip, can't submit, divorce in 5.
Yo, you stupid. Yo, so here's the thing though. Like when you look at people like him, I still don't even say it's for him. I mean, he still want to be, like we say, the 47-year-old young dude, right? Like that 47-year-old quote unquote rapper who's trying to still make it. It's like, dude, you got bread. You think you the flyest dude out there, so you think that marriage is not for you, like it's something above you. And that to me sound crazy when he said that. I agree with Professor. He sound like a Tracy Ellis Ross. So you got to give him his shots as well. Because look at it like this. 47, you got money, you still want to play the streets. You still want to sleep around with multiple women. You think you the flyest thing walking. Cool. But everybody knows that marriage, when you get to a certain level in life, is a status symbol. For most rich men, it actually helps you, especially the type of wife you marry. It actually brings you up in the game. So I ain't never seen a healthy, good marriage in my life. So I'm going to just say that. All I see is divorce and men getting rampled and women getting the prize and, you know what I'm saying, the court system. Listen, man, everybody just be on some confused shit when it comes to marriage. And you can tell I don't know if he was married before, but that's crazy. What's your thought?
GMT question. So what do you think the pros are for somebody like him to get married, somebody with his type of finances and stuff? What are the pros?
You see, so here's the thing. For a person like him, it might not be. No, for a person like him, it might not be nothing, right? And the reason why we
I don't mean like him in general, like his personality, but just somebody in his position, you're wealthy, you're his age. What would be the pros?
But it depends on what you want. So if you're trying to build, you're trying to move around and network with different types of men in this world. Like I said before, marriage is a status symbol for a lot of men. So yeah, like, I would hope if you're a millionaire at 47, you still trying to become a billionaire. I would hope so. So if I'm trying to get in certain rooms, usually those rooms are filled with men that care about the type of women that you're around. You know what I'm saying? I've seen it. I've been around many, many millionaires, and their mindset is just that. They look
Women
at marriage
accelerate
as
vision.
they look at marriage as a actual business.
Wives.
But I
Right.
think
Wives accelerate vision. Good wives accelerate vision.
but here's the difference, right? And because I get what Mont is coming at, and I get where Professor was saying, when it's one thing when you're corporate millionaire rich, like when you're in a different type of money standard status, the whole having a wife. That's why you don't really see presidents that don't have wives. You don't see, certain, it becomes a symbol of, okay, they have a family, they have a this, what I'm saying? It adds to their status quo, if you will. But when we're talking about, ball players, entertainers, things like that, it's a different caliber of status. And we also have to think, because of who he is and how long he's been in the league, it's not really too many rooms that he can walk in, wifed up or not, and still not have, opportunities as if he did. Most of those people are almost like a crime. They have opportunity, means, motive, and means. You feel what I'm saying? He has the opportunity to be anywhere and do pretty much anything. He has the means to absolutely make that happen. And if his motive is to do nothing more than be with a woman for a week, a night, or a month, he can do that based on his opportunity and means. You see what I'm saying? So when we're looking at things like that, for him, like you said, that is a very true statement, because unless he had someone, because and we're not saying that it doesn't come from some level of emotional standpoint, or he probably doesn't feel wanted outside of his money, so he just uses his money to capitalize on the things that he can. Maybe, again, I don't, because I'm not going to speak for that man, but it's one of those things where when you have the opportunity to do all those things, and sans having a tether or a wife or a problem like that, it's a different ball game. It's different. Like, what was that dude that his wife literally followed him to every basketball game to make sure nobody breathed on him? What was dude? You know what I'm talking about? I can't think of his name. I can't think of his name, but this dude, his wife literally, whether it was an away game or a home game, she was at every game to make sure that nothing was out of the ordinary, unsavory, whatever the case is. So who's to say he doesn't want to avoid those kinds of issues? Who's to say he doesn't have emotional issues where he can't attach to one woman, which is why he has to satiate with a whole bunch of women? Who's to say that, the women aren't a beard for his homosexuality? It could be a whole bunch of different things.
Oh my God.
And in business,
Yeah, go ahead, Candace.
in business, married men are less riskier than men who are out there playing the field and doing, because it's their decision making that real businessmen that they think about. If you're making these decisions, it's only a matter of time before something bleeds into this, and you're making the same decisions. It's your mindset. So with a man that is more stable and married, people who are investors or things like that, they tend to deal with those people a lot more.
Yeah. So if we're looking at it from that perspective, I totally understand that perspective. Like corporate America, once you climb up, once you get to a certain part, people want you to be married for several reasons. Maybe it makes you look more stable. But another thing is like you got something to lose. Another thing is like maybe I got something, if you got family, you got something close to you, maybe at the top, I got something to hold against over your head, possibly. I don't know. But in the case where that's something I'm already rich. Like he's already rich. He's already rich. He got, basketball players make what, 50, 60 million a year. I know he didn't, but at that time, but he probably has a lot of money, a lot of investments. So like climbing and becoming a billionaire, maybe he just won 100 million, which is pretty decent. What are the benefits in that position? Like remove like trying to climb a corporate ladder. What are the benefits in his position?
Well, and I would say this. This is why Kevin Samuels specifically gave it wasn't his, but he talked about high value men, and a lot of athletes and entertainers didn't fit the bill because it's not just about money. ultra high net worth individuals are very egotistical. So there's a reason why Trump has not had kids outside of a marriage. There's a reason why they don't have kids outside of marriage for the most part, because they care about legacy and controlling their legacy. They don't want a bunch of bastard children walking around. I'm using bastard the way Webster would use bastard. They don't want your bastard kids running around. They care about their image. They care about the branding that it provides. The way they're able to get into certain circles because of who they're with philanthropy and things of that sort. So ultra high net worth people want to be married because, one, like Candace was saying, they're trusted more in business circles. They're trusted more to have an emotional leverage when it comes to, they may want to do one thing, but they have a conversation with their wife, and their wife sees it a different way, and now they make a different decision because they have a trusted, vetted confidant there with them. So when you're moving through life, like he's moving through life, or Nick Cannon or Cam Newton, they're moving through life in a way that is sort of chaotic. But ultra high net worth people, you very rarely see those type of people, no matter how they got that money, having kids outside of a marriage, for the most part, or not wanting to be married, because they're married for a reason. So, like I said, Paul Pierce and those guys, they're for the streets, man. So they're gonna get those type of women. There's no reason for them to get married, because what they want is for the streets. I spoke to a former NBA player. Won't name his name, lottery pick. But he said, you know what? I built this big old house, but it's not a home because I don't have my kids there. Because he didn't get married to the woman he had. He was like, his woman said, listen, I don't want you partying. And he wanted to still be in the streets. And so she left that situation and left him by himself. So now he built this big old house, and he's there by himself. His kids come visit on the weekend, and he's miserable because he doesn't have his kids. He doesn't have that life that he wanted. He still wants her, but she doesn't want him until he calms down. And he chose the streets over her, and he's miserable for that. So when men like that fit that situation, I'm sure he goes home to a big house with no kids and is miserable. He won't say that online, but I've had that conversation, but not one, but multiple NBA players that have had that same situation.
This man done told you how he felt, and you trying to tell us how he feel.
Yeah, I don't know about that one, Professor.
Look, the dude's been married before. If I'm not mistaken, he's been married before. And in all actuality, shit, I agree with him. From where he sit, I agree.
You would.
Most of the men that you named, GMT, they got married before they became billionaires. They didn't get married after they became billionaires. These guys you were naming. And two,
because they had foresight.
Well, call it what you want
and
to.
Strategy.
But anyway, I think Derek Jeter played it perfect. While he was in the league, when he was playing professional baseball, he dated, had girlfriends and everything, but he did not get married until he retired, and then everything settled down, because at that point in time, you can actually be a good husband to a woman. You really can't be a good husband to a woman when you're constantly on the road and you're constantly here and there. And it's not because you're cheating, it's because you're not giving her that time. When I was in the military, I told myself after a few duty assignments that I wouldn't get married when I was in the military, because I couldn't be a good husband to a woman when I have to up and leave and go to Korea for a year, and it's not promised that she'll go to the same place with me. And if she did, she's coming 6 months later, and then I got to go back to the States and wait 6 months more to see her. I don't think I would have been a good husband not being there for her. So if I was playing professional sports, I wouldn't want to be married either, because I wouldn't be that good husband that's there for my wife.
Can we be honest?
Please.
I want to be honest. So I want to get married probably because I'm indoctrinated, right? I just want to get married because I think I want to get married. I just want to. I always wanted to. So I want to get married, right? But in reality, everything that I want, I can have without marriage. Everything that any man wants, he can have without marriage. He can take you, he can put you in his house, he can put babies in you, and you will never leave as long as, and that'll be his legacy if he wanted to. Almost any man, right? Now I see Candace don't like that because she wants to live with.
It's not that I don't like it. I just want us to be clear. It's not everything, because now we're going to go into the supernatural type of thing. There's some things that only a married man can have by being married.
Oh, okay, so that's all. You got to have faith in those things and believe in those things. But we talking about like things that we know. the things that are tangible, we know for a fact. Everything that you essentially want, you can have without marriage. Everything that a man could ever dream of, he can have without marrying a woman.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you this.
If you don't believe so, hey, show me.
So my question is this:
Show me Adam and Eve marriage license.
You stupid. But so my question would be this then: what benefit? what benefit is it to a woman to get married if she can DoorDash? She can hire protect. Let's say Anthony Edwards' baby mama who just had his kid. She's multiple millionaire. What would she need a man for?
Okay, well I can tell you that. So a woman with a ton of money, maybe it may not benefit her to. I don't know. I feel like men and women want different things from partners.
They do, 100%. Yeah,
like I feel like women don't just want sex. Like men, like a lot of times we just want sex. We like companionship too. But I don't know. Let me think more about that. What a woman would want from a man. Let me process.
Yeah,
because
now you got Tracy Ellis Ross, right?
We got two of them.
Ladies, what y'all want from a man, ladies? Yo, Kid, come back here, Kid.
Professor, now that I think about it, Professor, they can both be happy, but the problem is women want the marriage.
Do all women want marriage? Because let's say we put him against Tracy Ellis Ross.
Okay. Well, these are
doesn't necessarily want to be married either.
That's a rare case
she wanted to be married. No one wanted to marry her.
And
I'm sure she had opportunities back in girlfriends.
Honestly, I'm not, and maybe this is bad, but I'm not. I don't believe her, and I'm probably bad for that. Yeah. But I do believe that once she start liking one of these young boys, at some point she start thinking, she start dreaming what it could be, right? And I know women who are in the 70s who are still single, but occasionally they do like somebody and they do get let down. I think it's a built up defense mechanism of like, I'm just going to be single. But I think in reality, I think she probably does want a little bit more from one of these guys.
It's the same for men.
The
reason why most men want to be single is because they've seen, heard about, or experienced something bad and they don't want to deal with it no more. There's never a man who has never experienced any type of relationship that wanted to be single.
Well, he was single if he hadn't experienced a relationship.
I don't agree. So the reason that men are in relationships for the most part is because women require them for us to, they require them. Like if we could just have you and then like we could still go do our thing, we probably would. Most of us probably would. But you're not allowing that.
So
80 in the front, 40 in the back.
Hold up, let me speak on that.
We finally agree on something.
No, but here's the thing. I don't necessarily see that when it comes down to even the data of it. Just look at our community, Black men, right, and Black women. Black men are married at a higher rate than women. That means even, however, if women are asking for it or not, you ask a lot of men. Men are saying, I want a wife. I want to settle down. I want a family, especially when a man thinks about children. When we get there, like, yo, I want children, we think what it could look like in the confound of a marriage. Not really, yo, I just want to sleep with a woman, or but if she requires it, that's it.
GMT, I think that's a sacrifice on our behalf, though. That's just us making a sacrifice. It's not actually what we want.
You know what, man? You better.
Hold on. Let me hear my kid.
You better. Mine is in them pots, and he is cooking. And
hold on, kid.
Okay.
Let me hear mine.
Okay.
Let me hear
pour that hot tea. Damn it.
All I'm saying is that men, we're and I don't even know if indoctrinated is the right word. It sounds negative, but we're taught that marriage is how we get all of these things, and marriage is how we keep these things together. In reality, a lot of Black people have strayed away from that, and I don't know how the other men feel, but I have learned that you can have a woman and you can have everything that you want from her, kids, family, all of that, without being married. Now, at a certain point, she's going to want that ring because she's going to want that validation from her family, from her friends. They're going to be like, yo, where's the ring? Where's the ring? Where's the ring? But in reality, it's just a ring and it's just a piece of paper.
You can't
that
have
relationship.
family.
Yeah,
You can't have family. It is not family. You
so
cannot
I
call it
mean,
family. It's a broken
hold
home.
on,
You've created a
hold on, one
broken home. You
second,
can't have
Wait,
family.
Candace.
It's
Candace,
family.
I
You
Candace,
think
call
By
it
the
family.
definitive, by the
hold up.
definitive.
No,
I think you're technically
team.
incorrect.
Everybody don't believe in that.
Let me have a conversation real quick with Mark. So Mark, to ask you a question on what you're saying. Now, when we start looking at it like, okay, we were indoctrinated. It's something that we were taught. I believe that in the Black community, in our community, we don't really have to require marriage because our women aren't really requiring marriage to get the majority of the things that we have. So if we want sex, there's no marriage involved. If we want kids, there's no marriage involved. If we want whatever, there's no marriage involved. But in most cases, because we got to take it to even other races that may have not necessarily been indoctrinated. We're looking at the Asian race who's married at a higher rate, but they just naturally know that family equals some form of marriage, even if it's not through the courts, even if it's through just a ceremony. There's a lot of other cultures that do it just like that, but it's still under the guise of marriage. So I think it's a human instinct to want to be not necessarily monogamous, but to want to be with someone. And that, hold on, kid, let me finish my thought. Yo, say I got you. So, but to want to be with someone, and that's why I feel as if why I say men do want to be married. Women say they want to be married, but don't know what to do to get married. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm just telling you why I want to be married, right? And it's not because I just want to be married. Like I can't explain to you why I don't like women who are whores.
I can't accept that because
don't
I
like
can't
them.
accept that you can't break down. You can't sit and break down the why behind why you want to be married. If your wife, your future wife, comes to you right now in this room after this show and asks you, "Why do you want to marry me?"
That's
What are
between
you
him
gonna
and
say?
her.
I just do.
Oh no. I can tell her why she's the one that I want to marry, right? I can tell her that. But in terms of like why I have this feeling that I saw her and I'm like, yo, one day I want to marry you. I can't explain that. That's why that's one of my plans. And look, if me and her didn't work out today, I'm still a marriage-minded man. I'm looking for a wife at this point in my life, right? It's not just because it's her. Yeah, I love her and she's going to be my wife. But even if we broke up, I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm a fuckboy. No, I want a wife. I have kids. I want a family structure for them. I don't want them to see me out bringing a bunch of different women back in the house. I just want them to see, family.
You ain't got that bowling glove on.
Wait. I definitely.
I'll come up with the right questions.
Okay, so I understand, and I just this Sunday is just bewildering to me. I understand exactly what Ma is saying, like to a T, and I get exactly what he means by it as far as in reality. And I don't know if this is your reasoning, Mont, but I personally feel like the reason why men want to be married has more to do with familial security than it does wanting to be latched to one woman. Because it's harder to build a legacy if you don't have a family. That doesn't mean that they necessarily just want to be, like Mont said, has nothing to do with monogamy, but they take the sacrifice of it because if they don't, then they can't build the legacy with the person that they want to build it with. That doesn't mean that they don't still want to, have relations with other women or have other affinities. A lot of them sacrifice.
I agree, why?
And some of them don't.
I agree because the woman wants us to do that. I agree.
People don't stop that.
That's why I said. That's why I said marriage.
Marriage license don't stop that.
It's not the paper, right? We're even saying through a ceremony. The whole thing is that it's like you said, kid. A lot of men will. The only reason why we're being faithful is because the women usually do. Not saying the only. I'm not going to cheat.
Damn, come on, man.
I gotta say it.
Sounded right.
Like
it sounded pretty.
You know what I'm saying? But no, a lot of men, I should say, are monogamous because it's forced upon us by the women. If you leave it, but we would still want a wife though.
Exactly. You know what, Jesus?
So let me ask this question.
Is it the panel? Like, what is happening?
Let me ask this question.
What is happening?
If a man and a woman got together in high school as virgins.
Oh my God. Knees
went on through life. hey, went on through life, built a house, had 3 kids or whatever the case, lived together. Where just because they didn't get married, they're not a family.
But they're not broken. They're still in the same home.
I think Candace is viewing it through a biblical point of view.
I was. And
Right.
anything that I say, even if I don't say Bible, it's coming from a biblical point of view. If I'm passionate about it.
So we kind of got to
okay.
disqualify her opinion with this.
Yeah, because everybody don't feel that way. Yeah.
And I'm not.
Everybody
well,
don't feel your way
something-
either, player.
What we not
I
gonna
ain't saying
do-
they do.
Okay,
More
hold
people
on.
don't, they do.
Time out. What we not gonna do is disqualify her. We can understand even if we don't agree, right? But her comment isn't any less valid. It just goes to a different audience. So
I don't know what you need to go and do something else and
look at
come back
Quick.
when you're supposed to be here because you off kilter today. I thought
do
you was
think
gonna
we
be the voice of reason.
Look,
I think we technically can disqualify it. I think that's just a reasonable thing to do.
It's not reasonable because you know why that's not reasonable? Because what it does is it makes sure that only one point of view is heard. For the case of us being a panel and multiple points of view, it's the opposite of the reasonable thing to do. The reasonable thing to do was to hear from everyone so that we can see what works.
So we can't nullify her comment, but
even a requirement.
To answer Quint's question, let's say you're married, we have 3 kids.
No, you're not married.
But monogamy.
No, I'm sorry, you're not married, but you have 3 kids, right? We live in the state, and so and let's say I pass away with no life insurance. Who does the estate go to?
The person you leave in your will.
Let's say I don't have a will. Who does the estate go to?
Well, why wouldn't you have a will?
A lot of people. Listen, just so you know, I mean, I'm a licensed life insurance agent in 14
the
states.
children.
So
let's say
not married.
Let me find out. I need to open up business getting people wills because that's easy to do.
Yeah. So the estate goes to the children.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
So
they are children.
But here's the thing, though. Let's say these kids are under 18. What does that leave the wife?
Oh, they'll do the right thing.
I'm sorry. What's that leave the woman? I'm sorry.
She'll be all right. I'm gonna make sure I get everything.
You have to take care of those children in the meantime, and you're gone.
If I'm the one that has 3 kids that I'm not married, I'm gonna make sure my affairs are in place.
I'm not biased.
That's you.
And the Bible don't have anything to do with that.
I'm not using the Bible.
So we talk about all these what ifs.
No, I'm talking to mine. I'm sorry, we have a totally different conversations. Hold your comments out the comment section and wait until you can speak.
I'm gonna say I deal with these conversations every day. I sell life insurance in 14 states in the United States, right? I deal with these I've talked to these people almost every day about, their husband passed away and didn't have a life insurance policy, didn't have a will, or that my husband died, or my boyfriend, or whatever it is, whatever the case is, they died, didn't have a will, and now they're trying to get life insurance for them so they don't leave a burden for their children because their husband or their boyfriend or their partner passed away and didn't leave a legacy for them, so they had to carry that burden with this GoFundMe or whatever it was. So I deal with this on a consistent basis. 8 to 10 people I talk to, 8 to 20 people I talk to on a daily basis. So it does happen. It may not happen to you because you know what, you have the foresight, you have the fortitude to go put these things in place to make sure your family isn't a burden. But there are people out there who do that. So I'm saying if you guys have kids under the age 18, let's say they're 16, 14, and 12, she has to take care of these kids. She has to take care of the household. How is she going to do that with one? There's no will. There's no life insurance.
If you didn't leave, if you didn't leave, set things up to where she'd be taken care of, then you're negligent. One thing, and if you have to get a GoFundMe to get buried, then you one of these people Paul Pierce was talking about. You poor.
You have to use a GoFundMe to get some kneecaps together. Don't be talking about other people. You mind your business. You be polite. Okay. Stop acting up in that.
Don't about to GoFundMe to get buried.
Thing, though, so most people don't have wills. Let's keep it real. You know what I'm saying? Like most people, especially
y'all should be getting the state.
You know how many people I got to talk to about at least getting some life insurance on themselves?
Shut up, Clint.
It's crazy. I got to talk. I talk to black people all the time. Like, yo, you need at least get some life insurance.
Yeah.
Get a will. Get something to leave for
The
somebody.
problem
Build a trust.
they have
and these
time.
be met.
Right. They need a
But
trust.
the
And
thing
that's
is,
what I
Build a
said earlier.
trust.
You really want to put a trust on it because wills can be contested. But if it's left under
well,
the
yeah, I mean,
You don't want an
pass it down,
irrevocable
you
trust.
don't have
Yes.
to go through arbitration and all that other good stuff. Like,
Yeah,
right,
irrevocable
but
trust.
okay,
Yes.
so
I
what?
do that, so.
Okay, a trust, a will, life insurance, all of that good stuff. Y'all black people, y'all need that. The
Most
problem
people don't
is
think
that
that they think that they have time. It's either, here's the
Y'all.
thing.
Correct.
One thing I've learned about
Bingo.
when it comes to insurance and stuff like that, it's one of two things. They either think that they have time to do it, or they don't think that anything is going to happen to them in recent time where they have to get it now. They think that they have, they'll be okay
agree with that.
until
I'm
Yeah.
gonna
See-
survive until I'm 110.
But even the Quint though, I forgot this. My grandmother, my grandmother was still married to my grandfather. They were been people for 30 years. So he was with this chick for 30 years. When my grandfather died, guess who got the money?
Grandma.
My grandmother.
What's that for?
And that lady was pissed off because he never put a ring on it. So I'm saying you have
He didn't
situations
have to put a
like
ring on it. All he had to do was put everything in her name.
All of that can be fixed. Though.
Right.
All
All
of
of
that
he
that
had
is
to put a ring on it.
about allocations.
some
but,
foresight. That's
That's
all.
contingent.
the main
Yeah, but
thing.
that's contingent on people are smart enough to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
You don't got to be
people
smart. You just have to think about your future.
But we're
Exactly.
not doing that.
Right.
Most
You
people,
know
what I'm saying is most people don't. Most people
Most
don't.
people
Most
aren't
people
forward
think about right
thinking in
now.
that way.
Poor people.
People are.
Stupid, bro.
Most people aren't forward thinking in that way, right? They think that they have time, especially youth is wasted on the young. Like they think that they got time and they're just gonna be young and live and do.
These
And
are
that's
old people,
really-
kid. These are people in their 40s that's still doing the same thing.
I know. I said youth is wasted on the young because they still out thinking that they have time. Old people, we still thinking that we have time. Like you want to do these things when you're younger, is what I'm saying. You want to do these things when you're in your 20s, but when you're in your 20s, you're still too busy being young and you're too busy having fun and still figuring things out. If you don't have people telling you, no, let's sit down, let's make sure that we know, where your insurances are coming from. Like these are things that are non-negotiable bills that need to be paid. Like insurances and things like that should be treated like people should treat their credit. Like it should be like, these are non-negotiables. You need to make sure that this is paid because this keeps you on the up and up. So that's all I was saying. But as far as Mont was saying, like, and it's true, it's always going to be a different conversation when you have someone who bases their relationships from a biblical standpoint to someone who is more just like what the logic situation is.
I don't like the way that's said either.
So
I mean,
I don't like the way that's said either. But let me clear the air. Hold on, Professor.
But let me finish what I was saying, because what I was saying wasn't a negative thing, right? And I think that you're taking it out of context, and it's okay.
No,
your braids are
Yeah.
a little tight at the edge. It's okay. I'm gonna help you. Okay. What I'm saying is that so case in point, me and Mont may not necessarily look at it from a biblical standpoint, right? We're looking at it from people, right? And when you look at it from people and their actions and how they look at situations, most men are really marrying because they want to have a legacy with one person, but that doesn't mean that they want to have a monogamous flex with that. They're accepting that because that's the rules of engagement. But when you're when you're looking at it from a biblical standpoint, it's more about how you all are tethered and equally yoked to each other, and how certain aspects of the relationship should be looked at as far as what is manly duties, what are womanly duties, what the Bible says as far as marriage and how it's concerned. Candace, if you shake your head any harder, you're gonna shake them fucking braids out.
I'm not. I could
Please
do it
don't take 'em
harder.
out.
Because what you're saying is like, first of all, you guys are thinking that just because I am speaking from a biblical perspective or a biblical basis, that I am not paying attention to everything else. That is what I do. That is what I do professionally. I study human behavior. So I'm looking at it at all perspectives. So if anybody is at an advantage, it's me, because I'm looking at it from my perspective or a biblical perspective and from everyone else's perspective to see what works. So Mont, I say how many people that you come into contact that are okay with saying, oh, I just want to be married because I just want to be married. You don't know why you want to be married because you don't know what's intentional about marriage, and that marriage was the first ministry or the first I can't think of the word, but the first ministry that was ever created. So you just don't have that form of knowledge. So because I have that form of knowledge, I know why I want to get married. Because I have the knowledge of the land, I know why I want to get married. And it's from all different perspectives, because of love, because of convenience, because of my future, because of my purpose. And it's all based on knowledge that I got from everywhere. I'm not religious in the least. I take the information that I have and the information that I learned, and I don't push it away because it's the Bible. And I'm not sidelined because it's the Bible. I have more information than you have. That's all. I'm considering more things than you are. That's all.
So I'm gonna say something to Candace. I'm gonna say something to Candace, but it's for the,
Hold on.
it's for the
Let
panel.
Mark
Go ahead,
respond.
Mark.
I don't
Go ahead, Mark.
disagree with anything in the Bible.
Well,
She think.
okay.
Nothing.
So the thing is, Candace, you have reasons you want to get married outside of the Bible, right?
Yes.
Okay. So when I broke those things down, I was saying that there's literally nothing that I can't get not being married that I can get being married. It's just reasonable. So when I say I want to be married, I
But you
can't
said
give you
literally nothing. And because you have that base of information, I understand that. But because I have more, there is
nice to let
literally
people
something
finish.
else. So there is,
Hold on,
for the
Candace,
most
let her
part,
finish.
hold on. There is, for the most part, nothing. For the most part, nothing that you can get. Nothing that you can't get being unmarried and being married, for the most part, but not literally nothing, because literally nothing is saying nothing. And I have different I guess knowledge than you do. There is something. Okay,
What
that's
is
it.
it?
Go ahead.
What is
I
it?
can get a
What is it?
woman's mind, body, and her soul without being married.
You
I
can't
can
get her, you can't get
I
her
can get
spirit
her
or her soul.
spirit too.
What is it, Candace?
I can
What
get
is it
every
you can't
single thing in her being
No, I'm not
given
even
to me.
talking about what you can get from a woman without being married. I'm talking about what you can get from not being married and being married, not get from that person.
Okay.
Yes, you can get absolutely everything from one person without marrying them,
What
except their
can I
last
get?
name as far as me as a woman.
What
But
can I get?
go ahead.
What can I have?
What?
What can I
Favor with the
have?
Lord. Favor with the Lord.
There we
Oh,
go. There we go.
So you guys have an issue because I'm using some information that I have from the Bible, and you're using information that you have from whatever somebody else has written. So it's a problem when I do it because it's from the Bible, even though it's valid, but it's not a problem when you do it. You get information from different places. We just are
everybody
using,
don't
I
worship the
cannot be
Bible.
religious and read the Bible, the Quran,
So
whatever else, and get information from those. It's information. Don't block it because I say it's from the Bible.
I'm not blocking it. I'm just saying when you say favor from the Lord, that's real if you believe in it. You have to have
Right.
faith. It's like
Then,
gravity.
then
I
okay,
have to believe that it's a
you
thing.
The
don't
Bible is
believe.
hearsay
So
anyway.
what?
So-
The
so-
hold on, Quinn. The right thing would have been is for me, since I don't believe in that. There is nothing that I can't get in my beliefs. Literally nothing in my beliefs, because I'm very particular about the words that you use. So if you would have added in my beliefs that I couldn't get by being married and unmarried, whatever, I would agree with that. That's true.
Well,
So
the difference is like I can almost literally quantify everything else. And so what you're saying, like I can almost prove that what you're saying is like not true.
You
It's
can't
like,
prove anything. How?
Candace,
How can you prove that? How can
Candace, can I
you
say
know
something?
the
how
Lord?
like
Candace, can I say something,
disinfectant
Candace?
spray is 99.9%,
Baby.
99.9% effective. I can
What?
99.9% prove that what you're saying is not real, but it's that 1% chance that you might be God might be real.
No, how about you know what? I'm not going to get into that on here because it's turning into a different conversation.
Right.
We're not talking
Sure.
about the
Well,
topic
Well,
right now.
wait,
It's
so
turning, no. It's turning into a different
Candace,
conversation, and I don't
let me
have
say
those
this.
conversations
Candace,
with
Candace,
people
let
who
me
are trying to argue, not with people who are trying to learn.
I don't want to.
Candace,
Just trying to be reasonable.
Candace, let me say this real quick. So we're gonna sort of be on the same part. I'm gonna speak from a non-believer standpoint, right? So my question to everyone who's not in the same point with Candace, I'm gonna use the Bible, but I'm not gonna use the Bible. The first miracle, quote unquote, that Jesus did in the Bible was he turned water into wine. Is that correct, Candace?
And I turned your nigga into
Keep going.
No, I'm asking.
No, you just keep going.
My question is, where
I don't
was
know
he
if
at
that's
when
the first miracle in the Bible.
so
I don't know the Bible
right.
word for word
Okay.
back
They
to
said
the
that nigga was
miracle
healing
came
people and
first.
everything
Not in
before
the
he turned
book.
the water to wine.
Candace. You don't understand. We're on the same side. So take the animosity.
I don't know.
So here's the thing. So
I answered the
first.
question.
Okay, listen. His first miracle was turning water into wine.
And
He
then
was at a wedding reception. So people were getting married before the Bible even existed. People get married in the bush, in bush communities. For what reason? People have been getting married under threat of lynching, Jim Crow South, slavery, the whole nine. So what is the reason that those people were getting married in the past? And why is the reason that people get married in the bush when there is no religion in those bush communities?
What's the record of people getting married in the bush?
Well, most times I would say this: most people in bush communities that we have, not we, but outside of bush communities have when they infiltrated these communities, they get married for a few reasons. They get married for land rights. They get married for fertility. They get married for alliances between families, and they get married for social order.
Who officiated the marriage?
All of that is biblical.
Who officiated the marriage?
So this is why.
Who officiated the marriage?
So what I'm saying is this: we're using a first world analogy to talk about what they're doing in the bush. I'm talking about a bush community. There's no marriage license in the bush. My question is, why are they? So I will give it a caveat. For the ones that have been infiltrated with Christianity and Islam, they're getting married for religious reasons. For the ones who have not been infiltrated with Christianity and or religion in general, they're getting married for the reason I said. So what I'm saying to you is they're getting married for certain reasons other than sex. So my question is, what is the reason they're getting married if for the most part no one has came and told them they're supposed to get married?
What is their marriage?
Because
it's
inherent and they understand the benefit. It's inherent in them and their people. They don't have all the outside interjections, and they see the benefit. It's something that is in us that want that. It is when we are engaged or when we get introduced to other things that make us stray away from that and find reasons not to do it, as opposed to find the reasons to do it and make sure that we do it right.
What's the ceremony in the bush like, Professor? I mean, what's the...
Well, if you want to pull up a National Geographic, we can do that. I mean, I pulled out, a Nat Geo if that's what you want.
You don't want to I'm asking you.
No, so ceremonies in the bush are different in different cultures. We'd have to look up every different culture to see what their religious thing looks like. What their ceremony looks like.
So marriage literally,
most of these Bible thumpers be wore out before they even get married.
Marriage literally is just a relationship. Like it's literally like if you get married through Christianity and you're American, you're probably going to be married by your state and through Christianity and under God, right? What if I just was like, yo, I want to marry you. We're married now. And she's like, oh, I want to marry you too. All right, we're married.
Damn.
We spend the rest of our lives together.
So let me tell you where that comes in, where you recognize everything. So I know that if I join with someone in the legal law of the land, whatever, if I join with them, there are certain benefits that come with that. If I'm already going to be married to you, why not let's use the resources that are available to us to increase our network, to increase our family, to solidify our legacy? Why not do that?
I don't think the benefits are that vast through the state that it makes.
You may not, darling. You may not. Then you need to get with me and I'll show you what it is, because you're getting married soon.
I would love to learn. I would love to learn like the benefit, like how much extra money you can make being married.
I can break it all. I can break it all down.
Just so you know, I sent this to GMT maybe a month or so ago. It has been proven that married men make twice as much as unmarried.
That's different. That's
God.
No, it's no. Don't try to push it off. It's a benefit.
Can I explain it for you? Can I explain it for you? So that's a study. That's way different. So studies are missing so many variables. So you can say kids who grow up in 2-parent homes do so much better than kids who come from broken homes and this, that, and the third, right? But unless you look inside of the data, you don't really know what's going on.
Okay,
that's
so
what I'm saying.
But what data are you bringing?
So we're supposed to take what you're saying over what data is given.
No,
but you all haven't given any data either.
I can ask questions that those people who did that study won't have the answer to, and then the whole study's blown up because they don't have information. They didn't do it.
I'm so goddamn glad you came on.
It's a broad.
That's fine. But what study do you have to refute what I just said?
I don't have studies, but I would ask you questions. I would ask you questions about that, and you probably most people won't.
I didn't do the study. I just read the study. Yeah. So I'm just saying to you, because I didn't do the study. So this is what I say, not to put you in that category. This is what I say when I say that when I bring stats and figures up to women, and they say, well, that's not true because my best friend is X, Y, and Z, or my best friend did this. And I say, well, what data do you have? And they don't have any. So that's what I'm saying. I just brought a study that was presented.
Sure. Well, y'all didn't present any data.
Say it again.
Y'all just said it was data. Y'all didn't present anything. Y'all just said, "Oh, it's data." They said, "Married men make twice as much."
I will put it in the chat.
I believe you said that at one point.
Professor, they have data, right?
I
And
ain't say that.
this is the only reason why I question. Professor, this is the only reason why I question studies, right? Because
right, Rashad.
They have data, right? And I question it from a logical standpoint, not from just I have anecdotal information that contradicts it. I don't, just a logical standpoint. Have you ever had your Johnson measured by somebody?
Yeah.
Who? Have you ever had it officially measured?
The last 3 women.
Officially measured.
Have you ever had it officially
We put out a measuring tape. We put out a ruler.
Okay, can we get to the point?
Have you ever had it officially measured?
No.
How about you, Quint?
No.
GMT,
I already know you're about to go.
There are studies that tell us how big our things are, but nobody's measured them.
Just because that's anecdotal. Just because we haven't had to measure, don't mean people haven't had to measure.
And people can look at it and determine what's 3 inches and what's 8.
Us not having them measured is, I'm just telling you that those studies are nonsense.
But that's anecdotal. I don't know where they get these. They could have 5,000 people that they measure: Asian, black, white, Hispanic.
I guarantee you,
it's a study.
I wasn't
that we basically saying marriage ain't for men. Like, is this where we land the plane? I'm just checking.
I'll bet you
where's
that
your wife? I hope you listening to this. He don't know why he marrying you.
Leave that man, woman alone. Quit hating.
Like, you know what? Like, girl, call me. I tell you all about it.
You want to know what's going on? Some people grow up knowing that they want to, like, think about it. You got some kids that grow up and know that they want to be a preacher all their life. They've been in church. They just know that they want to do that. When they get older, that's just, I want to be a pastor. I want to be a preacher. They just kind of know.
GMT's wife
that can kind of be, you know what I'm saying? When I look at Mont in that way, it's like, you know, I know that I've seen good marriage. I know what good marriage looks like. I want one of those for myself. You know what I'm saying? And even if the articulation isn't necessarily there, the want isn't there any less. It's just about knowing what to do when you get in it. So it's not like most people who just want the wedding and not the marriage, right? Because, you know, we got to look past the fanfare and look past, you know, the liking of sorts. So, I think that's a lot where it comes from too, but I don't know. I just feel like y'all both. I think the thing is that y'all both have really, really good, valid points, depending on what side of the boat you sit. You feel what I'm saying? Can you really get a lot of the things without being in marriage, especially if your faith isn't, you know, connected to the Bible and how the hierarchy of marriage goes? Absolutely. If you are one that is into religion and understanding that, you know, with the Bible, there is a certain hierarchy and things in favor that you get. And if that's your jam, then that's it too. I think the bigger picture is that we know of Christian married people who have shitty relationships. We know of people who are not of Christian faith that have shitty relationships. We know of both that have great relationships. It's about who you are and who you're going to be to your partner. How do you level your partner up regardless if your background is religious or not? How do you make sure that you put things in place so that you don't create a broken home and you actually build a family and the legacies? Because again, a lot of men, when they're getting married, that's the thought. Like, this is a woman that I know I can have kids with. I know that I can build something with, and she's going to take care of the home, whether or not I'm the most upstanding man, or I might be the most upstanding man. But when they're looking at marriage, that's what they're looking at. And because monogamy is something that's more man-made and controlled and not necessarily something that's innate, they're choosing and making the decision to not be in these streets because they said, I want to build this thing with this person, even though if they're in the streets on the low. We ain't gonna go there though. We're a family show today. So that's kind of what I'm saying. I can see it from both angles. I can understand, you know, when you're not in these gospel streets versus when you are. Look, I can recite all the books of the Bible. My grandmother is an ordained minister. So
Amen.
I got the knowledge, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's my bag, right? But I can understand it from both perspectives. It's all about what you put into the relationship and how you cultivate it. And that's regardless of your religion or not. You got atheists that have amazing relationships. You've got Jewish people that have amazing relationships. It's more about who you are and who you are to that person. And that's why I don't be looking at none of you, man.
Can't nobody hear you, GMT.
Oh, yo,
He's
my
laughing
bad,
at me
yo.
at the moment, but it's
GMT,
okay.
you left. I thought you had to run it. I thought your wife sent you on the errand.
Yo,
You help your next door neighbor.
You gonna help the next door neighbor, right? Yo,
yeah, that's what I thought.
Wow. No, Dion ain't what neighbor? We ain't got no neighbor.
Yo, listen. I'll tell you this, my wife is not having it, yo. She is
right.
not
I'm about to
having
say, I know Dion. And she's like, what neighbors?
Because we're at 2 hours and 9 minutes.
Well, you know, she ain't gonna have me going out there putting up nothing for no neighbors or no women. Like she is
I just said, what neighbors? We ain't got no neighbors. What neighbors you talking about? Because they can't be asking you to do nothing.
Was they married or not? Huh?
You ain't got no neighbors.
It'd be like I call a brother from the church.
You got people that look. First things first.
I don't call them.
I'll call Professor.
GMT got people that live next to him. He ain't got no neighbors. Okay. As far as Dion is concerned, we ain't got neighbors. There's people that live next to us. They better call Susie, Sally, or
figure it out,
maid or whoever else, because no means no.
Ma, go read the studies and come back and let me know.
For sure.
Hold on. What Ma say? Do Mary? I mean that I've heard that study, but it's usually a study that goes along the lines of like because we work more hours. Also, usually more married men have an incentive to move up in their careers as well, as opposed to non-married men. So it's like, yo, you have a lot of married men. It's like, well, what's the point? It's just me. But when I got a family to take care of, you better believe I'm gonna look. Check it, right? Even what I'm doing right now, like me building up my show, Meet to Marry, all that. It has everything to do with my family. Believe it or not, it has everything to do with my wife. It has everything to do with my sons. Everything to do with my family. It has less to do about me than anything. So, you know, for me, that's what marriage has done for me. It helped me become more of a ambitious man, I should say. A man that's willing to go out there and get it.
Would I ask you? Can I ask you this then? Would you be less ambitious if you were not married with 3 kids and a girlfriend?
Honestly, I'm not gonna hold you. Yeah, I probably would. I ain't gonna hold you.
So you say you do less for your 3 kids and your girlfriend than you would for your wife and your 3 kids.
I would do. It's not saying no. Here's the thing. Now let me justify that, man. For y'all got me out here looking crazy.
I'm out here looking crazy.
Hold up. The reason why I would say I would, right? Because it doesn't mean I won't do for my kids. But I'm not gonna see the crossroads with my children, right? I'm not trying to grow old with my children. I'm trying to grow old with my wife. Right? So if I'm having this under a family unit, my kids are gonna turn 18. So yeah, 18, 19, 21, whatever, and they're gonna be like, some of them might be like, yo, Dad, I don't even want to talk to you no more. Right?
Right.
But my wife, that's probably not gonna happen. If once we learn how to work to make this marriage work until we grow old, like me, I've been with my wife 15 years. You know what I'm saying? So once we figure this out until we get old, yeah, I have an incentive to do more for her because we're doing it under a family unit other than just me dealing with kids that's gonna get older and that's it. So yeah, that's why they say. Mm-hmm.
So you said there's a benefit to being married?
For me, I find it like that.
Gotcha. I'm glad it could have been a 15-year-old, could have been a 15-year girlfriend with 3 kids. I'm just saying.
I think if you had a woman that you was with and you had 3 kids, y'all live together, I think you would be the same. It wasn't any no difference. I don't think so.
I mean, even if I didn't get married with an actual license, but I got married under the guidelines of, you know, just the natural ceremony. If we was Muslim, I'll still do the same thing. It's not about the paper. It's about the woman. It's about the family. It's about the unit that we created. So that's way more of what it's about for me.
So if y'all just shacking, you wouldn't put your best foot forward.
No, I don't know. We were just shacking. I went, but you know what? It's hard for me to say because I'm not that kind of guy. like to just shack up with a woman, you know what I mean, and be up in the crib, and, you know, just whatever. Even like I said, it doesn't have to be paperwork. Could be so many ways of marriage of a guy on how other religions might say it. I don't knock any religion on how they do it. So it has way more to do with that for me.
I still think these things are just as achievable without being married. I think the thing is like, I'm married and I got kids. Let me get some more money. But that's not a thing that only marriage allows you to do. It's just something that like it's a byproduct of like, I'm married, so let me go make sure everybody's taken care of.
Hey, Mutt, watch this, Mutt. There's a study that says that more religious people knock non-religious people than people that's not religious people. I got the data.
Say it again.
Hey, put it in the chat.
You know, when GMT said that he don't knock people that don't want to get married or what have you. I said there's more religious people that knock non-religious people than non-religious people that knock religious people.
Yeah. No, it's always been that
shows. Study shows. I got the data.
Hold on, where Candace went?
Hey.
But no, it's always been that way.
She went to go loan out. She went to go loan out Jerome.
She said,
You know what?
She said the evil spirits ran away.
I did the same thing to GMT. I did the same thing to GMT, kid.
Look, while my sister ain't on here, what we ain't gonna do is try to play on her face behind her back.
I did the same thing to GMT. I'm an equal opportunity hater.
She might have felt some evil spirits.
You know what?
Yo, all right. Yo, check it.
Go burn some sage, kid.
Y'all stupid. Yo, hold up. What a world class. My God, world class is in the building. Yo, check it though. I'm about to end the stream, y'all. Because y'all know I'm lazy and I only gave y'all 2 hours, but this was a really good one. Great conversation. Thank y'all so much, everybody in the chat, for joining your boy and your family, the GMT family in the building. Thank you so much. Much appreciated. Y'all, check it. I got something to tell y'all about Meet to Marry. We are excited to say that I'm expanding the seasons now, and we are now following the contestants. So you guys are going to get more of the contestants that actually make a connection with each other, right? We're going to look forward to finding out how their dates are going, therapy sessions. We're going to follow them on certain trips if they choose to take trips. Anything that they got going on for a 2-month span, we are going to now add more to Meet to Marry than what you've seen before. So thank y'all so much, everybody that's watching. Thank you so much for watching Meet to Marry, and all of y'all that share the content. Thank you. It is done. It's doing wonders for the show. And I've been getting phone calls from people that y'all would be very proud of me if y'all knew the things that I had in store right now for the show. So y'all please stay tuned for what we got coming on this channel. Much love, much appreciated.
And just in case, I just need to add this because it's important. Just in case there is someone who needs a wife a little bit, because I be doing stuff to myself that, I be out here, like, I got to go make sure it's not broken. So, if y'all want to, put your bids in, because, I cook a mean dinner, and, you won't be hungry. You might get cussed out a little bit, but you'll never be hungry. You know what I'm saying?
Going bowling.
We loaning kid out.
I thought you were going bowling, kid.
Put on loan like a soccer player.
You know what happened? I had a pop-up event and I went to go get a tent from out of my parents' shed. And it was just, the accordion tent, but I didn't realize how heavy it was. And I was like, nah, I got it. I'm trying to hurry up. And I went to lift it and my whole arm was like, apparently I didn't eat my good Wheaties that day because it didn't work out in my favor.
So Kit, you helping people pitch tents, as you just said?
No, I have my pop-up. I had, you know what? See, this is how wholesome I am that it takes me a second to even catch up. Okay, like that's just my wholesome life. Like I was over here rainbows and cotton and shit, and here he go. You know what I'm saying? So.
Hey, I don't know what you do.
Check it, y'all. Check it. Let me end the show. So thank y'all so much for joining the show, y'all. I will see y'all. See y'all for sure on the next one. Peace.
If it gets too hot, roll the window down. If I fuck things up, just tell me now. I'm living in a blinded town, am I running out of time? Feel like a drug when I'm talking to you. Slow trip, trying to play it cool. Nothing to do, let's drive to the ocean. Get high, lay on the beach. Wet water running down my feet. Make love and repeat, I don't ever want to stay all night to see the sunrise. It's way too soon to be calling me baby, but it feels so right against the moonlight. Deep sea diving head first, don't save me. Is there something I can say? Make you wanna stay with me? Is there something I can say to make you wanna stay with me?